Hey, everybody. Jay Real here. And I've got a new guest here. It's Chris from Black Gloves Reviews or Black Glove Reviews. Thank you for joining us today, Chris.
Oh, always. Thank you, gentlemen, both of you, for having me on here. It's an honor. Jay, I've been watching you previously through the years and stuff like that on Dead Pit and other streams like that. And oh yeah, you're a director, man. You've done these films too. You have a great history as well. So it's always an honor, and they'll probably be mentioned directors I've never heard of before or probably seen their film. So this is definitely going to be a fun one. So thank you very much for having me here. I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you. And thank you for joining us. And of course, we got Darren here from Subjective Perspective Collective. And we certainly taking an expansive topic here. The best or favorite or top horror movie directors. And this will definitely, we're just going to take it very easy with this. We're in no hurry discussing these names. So there will probably be a episode 2 and 3 and 4 of this because we got a lot of people to talk about, but we're going to take it take it easy and slow. But before we begin, what have you guys got going on? Chris, you got something going on your channel that you want to promote?
I sure do. So I recently did, since it's Fulci February, so I did his Western. I just did a video today because I just finished watching it, Massacre Time. What a great Western that is. What a great film that is. And that's 1966. That's Fulci before he became basically the king of Italian gore. Like, it's a very good film, dude. People need to watch that. If you've not seen that as a Western, it's heavy Fulci. And 66, that's way ahead of its time. So it stars Franco Nero. It has George Hilton in there. That's one of his first acting roles. I found out a bunch of things about him. He was a songwriter, very good songwriter. He did comedies before he did the Western. And so expect that one. Then, of course, Slasher Stream tomorrow. We'll be talking Argento with you gents there. So pay attention to that. And yeah, it's Fulci February. So Slasher Saturday will probably be on Lucio Fulci's Murder Rock. So pay attention to that.
Nice.
Cool. And Darren on Subjective Perspective Collective, what do you guys? You got a show coming up tomorrow, don't you? That I think I'm going to take part in.
That's going to be on Black Glove Reviews. That's on Chris's channel.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. But
he's a busy man.
for our channel, we got on Sunday coming up. We're going to be covering 3 Giallo films. Me and Dirk. Plot of Fear, The Killer Must Kill Again, and I know I'm blanking on the other one at the moment. It always.
I have Plot of Fear too. Powerhouse Films just recently released that. I need to check that film out, that 4K.
Yeah, it'll come to me anyway. But so we got that. We've got a very special guest coming on in 2 weeks, which we'll probably announce on Sunday. Like, she's going to be, it's a female, and she's going to be like a newbie as well. So I don't think she's ever done anything before. So that's going to be exciting. I got a region 3 next week with I'm Visited by Voices 1 with Lorne.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, but I mean, our subjects is we're literally going to stay away from Friday the 13th. We're going to be covering.
Literally, it's Friday the 13th, Valentine's Day, and the Super Bowl on Sunday.
It is, yeah, and we're going up against the Super Bowl on Sunday as well, so we'll see with that. But yeah, just same, we keep doing the Italian stuff mainly. Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely. Those 2 films that you're going to be discussing, I think tomorrow, really enjoyed those. Although one of them. Very few movies angered me. And
okay. I can't wait for that one. Okay.
I got to a certain point in that film, and I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me!"
I think I know what it is.
I know.
Yeah, I think I know what it is
as well. And I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say the movie. We'll wait until I'll discuss it then. But yeah, I enjoyed the film. But that when it got to that point, I was like, "Kidding me? No, don't do that." But okay. But yeah. Discussing the top horror directors, and there's some names here that there's might have been a few that I haven't heard of. There's some that I'm like, I didn't really attach them so much to horror, although they have done horror, but really wouldn't associate that name with horror necessarily. So we got some interesting names here. But the first one off the list, and it's a list of 50 from IMDb. So like I say, we're definitely there'll be more episodes of this. But the first name is Tobe Hooper. got to tell you, for me personally, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not so much a movie. It's almost like a document of events.
Sure is. Yeah.
I saw that in at a theater with Brandon late last year. We got to see it on a big IMAX screen, remastered print, remastered sound. It was just a lifetime memory seeing that movie on the big screen, and just reminding myself how influential the movie is. But I just almost don't even see it as a movie. I just see it as like a document of this shit that's happening.
It's like a shockumentary, kind of,
Yeah.
a little bit of mockumentary. Oh yeah, it's kind of post that. Very Grindhouse too. It's very Grindhouse of a film. I love the aesthetic of the film. Tobe Hooper, like you say, of course that name will pop up. Great director. Of course he did Poltergeist. We know that. The Funhouse, even Life Force. Like, I love that film. He did Invaders from Mars, which is a trip of a film.
Life Force is batshit crazy. I love
Yes,
that.
it is.
But yeah, Poltergeist, because there's some people that debate, how much he actually directed.
Yeah, him and Spielberg. Yeah.
But
Spielberg even said it.
here's the thing about a Spielberg production. All Spielberg productions look like a Spielberg production.
Yeah,
Whether
exactly.
it be,
Yeah.
Gremlins or, you just take any movie that he, as a producer,
Yeah,
all
Joe
have
Dante.
a
Yeah.
similar sort of aesthetic, sort of a similar sort of feel.
It's like that high quality look to it, that shine to it, which
Yeah.
with Poltergeist, that's probably one of my criticisms about Poltergeist is it looks too good to me, at times.
It does.
Where, Poltergeist, you find, for me anyway, it's the German word for noisy spirit. And I put that into like low budget and all that. So when I see Poltergeist, as much as I love it, it just feels too shine and too polished for me.
And that's an interesting perspective, because I really like Poltergeist. I saw that in the theater when it came out.
They're here.
And but I'll say this: the first time I saw it was at the Mahia Theater, where I later was a projectionist. And by the time Mahia Theater would get a movie, it would be all beat up and
Right.
and so Poltergeist, when I saw it for the first time, almost had a Chainsaw Massacre look to it. It was kind of beat up, kind of choppy.
Right.
And then when I later saw it in Waco on a good screen and a good print, I see what you mean. It looks polished. It's for the feel it's trying to give you. I can see your criticism that it looks a little too clean, too polished,
It's like almost like blockbuster like, it's really fast paced film too. But like I say, with films like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like literally it's just the start of that film, just the narration, just of what happened here, and stuff like that, where it's based off, of course, Ed Gein. And it's basically a template to whatever was going to come during that time, because this is a new breed of director. These cats are different. You have Spielberg with Duel, and you have Tobe Hooper with this. Totally different. I know Dirk ranks this, I think, as his number one all-timer, so we're close to it.
It's up there.
Yeah. So I can see why. And there's been great releases of this film too. Man, I have 3 different releases of this film. So if I like it, basically.
Well, I'll say this. For me personally, you talk about what's the scariest movie. The movie that affects me the most as being genuinely unnerving and disruptive, and it probably is this movie. It's probably the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, definitely.
As the actually the scariest film, because to me, it feels almost like these cannibalistic, meat shop workers found a couple of beat up 16 millimeter cameras, and they're just documenting what's going on.
They're going, what's going on? Yeah.
It's almost like lightning in a bottle, what he captured with this film.
It was.
And you watch it and you see, you obviously it's being filmed in the blazing heat, but that heat comes through the screen to you. So you're watching it and you're sweating yourself just watching it.
It was over 100 degrees outside that day, I believe, right? And
well, yeah, and of course, in growing up in Texas, growing up in rural Texas, where summers, to have a 110, 115 degree day is not unusual. It's not, it's
right.
like, and the way it captures that, the feel of a Texas summer, and of course shot in 16 millimeters, so it's got that grainy look to it. Oh yeah, I mean, we could do a whole show just about the Texas.
Very true. Yeah, no, it's terrific. Definitely. Great director. Great director too. I can see why he's an all-timer. Definitely.
The Funhouse, and I tell you, another movie that I think one of the best TV films that I've ever seen is Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot. Yeah.
That's a big one. That's a massive one.
That's a huge one. That may be the best TV horror ever made. Like literally, because it was, you have 2 cuts of that, of course, but yeah, that was a TV film. And they put TV films on television.
The best vampire film ever made for me. But you just got to go through his filmography. The Funhouse, I'm a big slasher fan, so that's in my top 3 slasher films of all time.
That's impressive. That's not a hot take either. I can see why it can be up there. It's definitely a Halloween film too. Like definitely. And the ending sequence to that film is terrific. Like, and that's an all-star cast of people in there. Like,
yeah, 100%. I mean, you've got to mention Texas Chainsaw 2 as well. I know it's a bit more comedic than the first, but I like that one a lot.
What are you in the mood for? Are you in the mood?
We don't get films like Terrifier without the second film. You just don't.
Are you in the mood to have your emotional shit fucked up? Are you in the mood to laugh and get a little silly, even though it's really gory? And
I love the film. It's a great. I love to. Of course, the original is my tops for that.
But yeah, 2 is, well, God. I mean, it's a very quotable film. Lick my plate.
Oh yeah. The one I will mention that no one seems to mention anymore is Eaten Alive, and it's almost like a Texas Chainsaw sequel in a way, and that gets better every time I see it. You've got it was definitely X.
That's right, the alligator. Yeah. Like I say, there's shades in Ty West Maxine or X, which I love. X. You got the alligator. Very Texas Chainsaw type feel and stuff like that. The grittiness of that, the snuff part of it, Yeah.
Neville Brand in the lead role as well, and he's fucking psychotic in that. But apparently he was like that in real life as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely belongs up there, close up there at the top of the list. Let's catch up here. The people that have chimed in here: Daniel Shine.
Big Dan, Flesh Wound Features.
And Dan, who are you talking about there, Daniel? His new film, Disclosure Day, looks interesting. Oh, that's Spielberg. Yeah. He's going back to the aliens. So, my sister Kathy, hey sis.
Hey,
I'm gonna try to get back to the alien thing.
And so sad to see Toby go out making gin. I've never seen gin. So
I haven't seen Djinn either. I've heard about it.
Or did you? I haven't seen that. But yeah, definitely. If all he made was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he would be right up there at the top of the list.
He would. It wouldn't even be a one-hit wonder because the film is so iconic.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys think, but have you both seen the Toolbox Murders remake he did?
I have not. You've talked about that one. You kind of like that one for what it is.
No, I don't like it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's Lorne.
Because I know Toby watched the film. I think he actually quite liked it. I like the Toolbox Murders. I like the original one. I think it's extremely disturbing. But
you might like the reboot because it is a slasher, and I know you're big into slashers, Chris. So you may like it. It's got Sherry Moon Zombie, but she don't last very long. She lasts about 10 minutes in the film. Yeah.
She's usually not good in a film for too long. I'll just say that. I mean, she's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's there for a backside.
She's there for there.
Let's see. Well, I think I've catched up with everyone that's commented so far. But yeah, Toby Hooper, like I say, we could talk about, well, I did do a show with Brandon where we talked about the different Chainsaw films. But yeah, that's right up there. I think for me personally, that probably is truly the scariest film made.
Again, we don't get the Devil's Rejects without the Texas Chainsaw films either, because that's right. Zombie's magnum opus of a film, in my opinion. That's the favorite of his filmography to me. I really like the Devil's Rejects just because of the grittiness of it. You know what I mean? And it just mirrors Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's definitely going to come up on the list.
Let me say this about the Devil's Rejects, because I'm sure that Rob Zombie's on the list.
I'm sure he is.
Yes.
But I watched it last month, and I hadn't seen it in a good 10 years.
Okay.
Devil's Rejects. And I remember always being very fond of the film, but watching it last month, when it gets to that motel sequence, I was really turned off. I was like, he went too far with this.
Right. Yeah.
And that's something that didn't affect me that way when I first was watching the film. I'd seen it the first 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, Forsyth acts his ass off in that film as the sheriff. Seriously.
You can go to the Dead Pit YouTube channel and search my name and search William Forsyth, and you can see my interview with William Forsyth.
Very nice. Yeah, he's great actor, great dude. Yeah.
And of course, my favorite comedy is Raising Arizona, and him and John Goodman in Raising Arizona. Just God.
Oh, nice.
I mean, Devil's Rejects is actually one of the reasons I'm doing this now, because I was into horror pretty hardcore right through the 80s. And then during the 90s, towards the end of the 90s, I was your average kind of horror fan. I'd go and see the releases with my girlfriend at the time. But then mid 2000s, I saw the Devil's Rejects, and it kind of changed everything. I love that film. Whether I would not put Rob Zombie in the top 50. I know he's going to be in here somewhere, which I find crazy because there's only 2 films I like of his, that and Case of a Thousand Corpses.
I still really like his music. I still listen to Rob.
I have a few White Zombies albums.
And he's put out some new music, and I like it. I still like it.
I've tried to listen to him, and I just can't get into that.
Because he's a Hammer fan. He's a Hammer horror fan. He's a huge Hammer horror fan. He's a horror fan. That's what I kind of like about him. That's going off topic a bit, but
when you look at House of a Thousand Corpses, you can definitely see that Universal horror influence.
Yes.
EC Comics. And
in his songs, he quotes "Curse of Frankenstein." Perhaps you better start from the beginning. That is the judge talking to Peter Cushing and stuff like that, and you hear the laugh. I'm like, oh shit, that's Curse of Frankenstein. So he does his homework.
But okay, the second name for me personally may be my favorite horror director. When you look at when he was at his best, he just kept hitting them out of the park, and that is John Carpenter.
Walk of Fame star.
My favorite horror movie of all time is John Carpenter's The Thing. To me, that is a perfect film from beginning to end. There's not a second in that film that feels out of place or doesn't belong. Still amazing effects by Rob Bottin. Everything about that film is just perfect to me. Everything. And it captures paranoia and everything that you would.
The score is terrific. Just everything is to your point. Even though he doesn't do sequels, and and Darren knows this because we talked about it in one of our slasher streams. Halloween 2 is my second all-time favorite slasher film. Like, and him and Deborah Hill, man, and Deborah Hill helped with that film immensely. And John Carpenter had a story. He had a story for it that was a little different than, than originally and stuff like that. And they scrapped it and all this stuff, and the rest is history. But to your point, Halloween, before that, Assault on Precinct 13, which you can call a horror film, it's extremely violent. Someone's Watching Me is very good. That's a TV film he did after that. So, and what a film career. And he just doesn't do horror. Starman, like a lot of stuff. To your point, Vampires is good. Like The Eyes of Laura Mars, he was a producer in.
I think he wrote that as well.
Yeah, he wrote that. Yeah,
and produced The Eyes of Laura Mars.
Of course, Escape from New York.
That might be one of my favorites from him. I love Escape from New York.
I'll tell you my second favorite, though. My favorite is The Thing. My second favorite is The Fog. Every time I see that,
The Fog is very good. No, The Fog is extremely good.
Yeah, it just goes up and up for me, that film. And I would have gone back. I'm like 10, 15 years ago. My number one would have been probably Halloween. But that's gone down a little bit for me now because I find it, again, don't shoot me, but kind of overrated at the moment. Everyone mentions Halloween. I love it as much as the next man, but I mean, yeah, and I've seen it on the big screen and everything. But for me, The Thing is by far a better film. By far. But you got if you think about Carpenter as well, you got to think of some of his later stuff. And I like Cigarette Burns he did for Masters of Horror. I think
I have that. Was that in the season 1?
And
I have that DVD set. Yeah, I have to check that one out. Stuff like that.
Talk about a film that's as current as can be, and that's They Live.
Roddy Piper.
See that one.
Yeah.
Piper, yeah. I've come to chew bubblegum and kick ass or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Out of bubblegum. But to me, like I say, when he was at his best, he just
Body Bags.
Body Bags. I forgot he was in that.
Great movies. And The Thing, like I say, The Thing's my favorite horror film.
Yes, came out the same time as E.T. Shit, and because it's E.T.
Bad timing.
The guy for the special effects won the award was the same guy who did A Bay of Blood. If y'all didn't know, for E.T. and stuff like that, which is crazy to think that year.
Yeah, Rambaldi.
Yeah, Rambaldi.
Yeah.
But anyway, Daniel says, I remember seeing William Forsythe trying to hook up with Amelia Kincaid at a convention bar years ago.
She's cute.
He's a fun guy to talk to. Yeah, I had fun with William Forsythe. And like I say, that's my favorite comedy is Raising Arizona. And him and John Goodman are so funny in Raising Arizona.
William Forsythe is actually an extra in Cruising. William Friedkin's Cruising. And there's
is he?
It's like a blink moment. You've got to really
notice that.
Yeah. I think it's one of his earliest. If you can call it a role, it's like a 2-second extra. But he's one of the gay men in the bar. You can see it. You know it's him when you see it, but it's so quick. And that him in that role for Devil's Rejects, I mean, that's like a masterclass in itself.
Yeah.
William Forsythe, superb. He was in Seagal's movie as well.
Yeah, he was in Seagal's movie where he plays a ruthless, like, mob gangster type person, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's good at playing that. Extreme Prejudice. I love Extreme Prejudice. Just that scene. He goes in the flipping airport. He goes past this lady. And he goes, "Hey, cowgirl, it's okay. So as long as I have a face, you have a place to sit." And I was like, he just introduced him to that, and he was rowdy then.
But he plays the baddie, doesn't he, really well. Even when he's like the police in Devil's Rejects, he's still a baddie.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? It just comes through. I love William Forsythe.
Okay. Third name, one of the more obvious names, of course, you would get on a list like this, and that is George A. Romero.
Okay, yeah.
You look at Night of the Living Dead, and I look at it more of as a historical document. I do really like the movie. I do enjoy the film, but when I watch it, I think about when it was put out, when it was first released, and how its reception was at the time. What its reception was at the time. The idea of human beings eating other human beings was surely that was a fairly unique concept at the time.
Very unique. Well, it changed this genre like it did, because usually it was, well, you look at White Zombie and other films like that. I Walked with a Zombie. It's all voodoo stuff that Fulci would use later in Zombie, his film. And it's just a totally different aspect with Night of the Living Dead, where, it's beautiful black and white and way ahead of its time. Practical effects are very good. And yeah, what can you say? Just like he created the zombie, basically, franchise that we get today.
It changed everything.
What was it? What was that? The book, I Am Legend, is kind of what he based the concept.
Yeah, that's right. Richard Matheson. Yep.
He kind of based the whole concept of the ghouls.
Great author. That's not his best story either. But, yeah.
But, and that's what, at the time, that's what Romero called them. He didn't call them zombies. He called them ghouls.
Yeah, ghouls, like vampires, because, I Am Legend is a vampire story. But, definitely ghouls, because they do eat their own.
An interview talking about that, what influenced him to do Night of the Living Dead, and he said, I Am Legend. He would basically say, I basically ripped off I Am Legend.
That's pretty much true. The Last Man on Earth scenario and stuff like that. So yeah, these directors at that time, that's what they were raised off of, is those classic films and the authors. You know what I mean? The Robert Blocks and the Richard Mathesons, who did stuff for the Twilight Zone. And great horror writer in general. And yeah, Romero just came out of nowhere and just did this independently made film, which was a lot of people say is his best. Yeah, what else can you say about it that I don't know about? But, like I said, he was supposed to direct the Resident Evil film.
Very much an independent director, and he hung on to his independent spirit throughout.
Yes, he did.
When you think about Dawn of the Dead, that, he released unrated because when the MPAA got a hold of it, it would have been half a movie.
Right. It would be unwatchable, basically.
It would be unwatchable. And he just said, no, fuck that. I'll release it unrated, with all of Savini's effects. And
Savini actually in it as a biker. And you see some kills that would later be used in, of course, a series that from a director we might talk about.
There's like two different versions of Dawn of the Dead as well. So you got the one with the Goblin score. Well, Argento produced the one. For me, I hate the film. I've gone on record saying I hate Dawn.
Dawn of the Dead. That's what they're called.
Yeah, you did a show with the Dead Pit guys.
I do like Dawn of the Dead, of how influential it is, and I saw it for the first time like a few months ago with Keith, aka Gorefog, watch along, because I have the 4K that Second Sight released. That's a nice one, by the way. And it's never been released here it hasn't been re-released here in the States for like ever because of rights issues and all that other stuff. To me, Day of the Dead is his magnum opus of that trilogy. I love Day of the Dead so much.
That's my favorite.
It is so good.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that's the thing is, if I'm going to go watch one of the Dead trilogy, it's usually going to be Day of the Dead. It's the one I'm going to watch the most. It's has the best Savini effects. That's probably his. Speaking of magnum opus, that's probably his magnum opus as far as his effects is.
That's you know what? That's true. When I think about that, that's very true, because you're all enclosed in this army base on this island, and there's a lot of it's very euphoric too. The score is terrific, and of course he did other films like Martin, which is a different take on a vampire. He did Monkey Shines. You know, he was going to direct the Resident Evil film. I think, was it Synapse who released that documentary on that? I think somebody did. Where
Yeah,
it's like,
fairly recently, isn't it?
yeah, the story of, and he was supposed to direct that, and that always happens. It's like David Lynch wasn't originally supposed to direct Dune. There was supposed to be somebody else that was going to do that. So, but
He did the Stephen King story, The Dark Half.
Yes, he did. Yeah, that's right. And then he did a collaboration with Argento with was it the evil Two Evil Eyes? I think it is. So it was
Man, that film was bad.
it's like the first segment he did was Romero. The second segment, The Black Cat, was Argento's take on The Black Cat with Harvey Keitel. But you know, collaborations and stuff. I think he collaborated with John Carpenter and Body Bags. I may be mistaken.
I mean, he deserves to be on the list just for like Day of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead. And who can going back to the first one, who can forget that scene in the cemetery, the opening of Night of the Living Dead? That's gotta be. I mean, before I even seen the film, I knew the line, "They're coming to get you, Barbara."
Of course, everyone remembers that. It's iconic.
I don't know if this was a commentary that was being made or what, but first of all, putting a black man sort of in the lead of the film.
Yeah, this is pre-Vietnam or post-Vietnam.
Yeah, and then killing him at the end.
Right.
Which is, when you think about that, it's a rather shocking ending that he gets.
It's extremely shocking.
Shot and killed
and thrown in a pile.
And thrown in a pile, yeah.
Yeah.
He's trash. He's refuge. And you know, when you look at that, some people think that some of George Romero films are a little heavy-handed with the commentary. You know, Dawn of the Dead is about consumerism, and you know,
well, every kind of really good films are kind of based off of that. Well, so is American Psycho. American Psycho is consumerism at its worst.
Yeah. But let me catch up on some comments here, and then I want to ask you something, Darren. William Blasco says Night of the Living Dead is tied with TCM for his all-time favorite.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Daniel says at one point, I said Dawn was my favorite, but Night is timeless to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what you're talking about here, but it's a good documentary on his unmade Resident Evil. Oh,
yeah, because they hired on Romero to do the Resident Evil film instead, and I saw the Resident Evil film in the theater. I liked it quite a bit because it was done by the same people who did the Mortal Kombat 90s film, and it's more action-packed wise, and there was a script for it. Romero had the story for it and everything, and it would have been a lot different than what we saw. It would have been more horror-wise than more action that you saw in the actual film. And to tell you the truth, I've said it, my all-time favorite zombie film really is the Dawn of the Dead remake. I love that remake a lot. Like literally, like Snyder just said, yeah, and he asked Romero's permission, like, is this okay just to do that? Of course he did, and Romero put his input into that, and you've got a banger of a film. To this day, it's very good.
I like that one as well. Yeah.
I think it's the film that has the most independent feel is,
absolutely,
is Martin. And a very unique concept. It's like, well, is he or isn't he?
Right.
And I'm very fond of Martin, and the style that it's made in. I'm very fond of Martin. But I have to ask you before we go to the next name here, Darren, what do you hate so much about Dawn of the Dead?
Go ahead, Darren.
Right, where do I begin with this one? So, it's for me, right. The whole film just goes at a complete snail's pace. It's slow, it's boring in places. Well, I say in places most of the way through. I think the acting is terrible, really bad. I've heard people praise the acting. I don't know, and just, I mean, it's overlong as well. That doesn't help. It's just never resonated with me. I don't know why, because like I say, I love Night. Day of the Dead is my film. I mean, when that first came out, massive fan. And I've tried and I've gone back, and I'm not the only one, thankfully. I mean, we did that stream, it's kind of famous now, the Versus stream.
And when you
yeah.
did that show, what was it? It was just like, I think Uncle Bill was like the only one.
Well, it's because he's a fan of that
film.
film because of what it means in the ethos. One other thing about Romero, for City of the Living Dead, or whatever it is, City of the Dead, which I have, he released that script pre-September 11th. He stated that, people were going to pick that up, and then that event happened, so they had to change some up, but that script was out there. He was handing that script out to studios, right? That's what they do. And somebody, I think Universal, picked it up and brought it out. That has Dennis Hopper in it. John Leguizamo's in that film. I like the film. It's been years since I've seen it, but yeah, it's kind of crazy.
About Land of the Dead, do you? Yeah.
Land of the Dead. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Land of the Dead. I do like Land of the Dead, actually.
Diary of the Dead is an interesting one. That's found footage, and I kind of like that. It's almost a better version of World War Z, to tell you the truth.
I've got a soft spot for that because Asia Argento's in it, and she looks.
That's right, she is
unbelievable.
I gotta still look at that.
But going back to Dawn, it's not like I haven't tried Dawn of the Dead. I've tried numerous of times. And I always thought for years, man, I thought, am I the odd one out? Yeah, like no one's, every list I see is Dawn of the Dead #1 or top 10. And then talking to Dirk and our good friend Lorne and all that, I realized, I'm not the only one who thinks it's just boring and that. But
Second Sight does have the black and white cut. So it looks better in black and white. I'll say that because the color scheme of the zombies, I kind of understand. But yeah.
This, for me personally, it being when I first saw it, and when I first saw it, it was on VHS. It was probably 83, 84 when I first saw it. I think 84 when I first saw Dawn of the Dead. And for me, it was impactful because it was the first movie where I saw the so-called zombie used the way that it was used, even though Night of the Living Dead kind of introduced it.
Yeah.
But and putting it in the mall, the events in the mall, where at the time that I saw it, they were just building the Richland Mall here in Waco, which is about.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
And they were just putting that up here in Waco. So I had never been to. There was a mall, but it was almost like a strip mall they had in Waco, but the actual, 80s style mall. And which, of course, Dawn of the Dead would come out, was it 78 or when did it come out?
78, yeah.
78, the year before I was born.
I don't know. It worked for me at the time, and I still enjoy it. I put Day of the Dead that's my favorite of the Dead films is Day of the Dead. Really enjoy Martin and come on.
I wasn't a fan of Martin.
Creepshow, man. Creepshow.
Creepshow, yeah.
That's right. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I apologize about that, not mentioning that. Yeah, Creepshow is an old-timer.
Creepshow.
Stephen King and him. Yeah.
That movie never gets old. I never get tired of Creepshow. I can watch it. You put it on right now, I'll sit and watch it with you. Of that kind of movie, Creepshow is still at the top. It's the best of that kind.
It's unique, isn't it? The way Creepshow was done through the comic book.
Like an EC comic basically come to life, really.
I've been collecting the EC reprints on Amazon, the EC comic reprints.
Me too. Yeah.
And it just captures that feel, the look and feel of those comics perfectly. Even Stephen King, I love Stephen King in the movie, meteor shit. And
the farmer. Yeah. Adriana Barbeau, the whole birthday cake thing. It's like, was it the creature like the crate? I guess it is, and stuff like that.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. The one I like is Something to Tide You Over with Leslie Nielsen. I love that part.
Oh, yeah. With Ted Danson. He didn't do a horror after that.
No. The last one with the bugs and all that, I didn't particularly like.
Oh, the cockroaches? I do. A lot of people don't like. They're creeping up on you. I really like it with E.G. Marshall.
I do too. There's dread in that. Yeah.
But I've got a question for Jay and Chris, actually. And going back to Dawn of the Dead, Would you say it's a nostalgia thing? Because I see a lot of lists and I see people talk about that film more in nostalgia ways than anything else. And I'm kind of thinking maybe that's why it's popular or it's helped.
That is definitely a part of my enjoyment of it, is a nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
But I almost feel, I don't feel like you're criticizing me personally, but I almost feel, I feel like, but I still genuinely enjoy the movie. You know, I can
Right. No, that's fair enough. Yeah.
I can still watch Dawn of the Dead and genuinely enjoy and have a good time watching it. You know, I think the Flyboy Zombie's the best zombie. That's my favorite.
Was it the head being halfway chopped off by the helicopter blade, which was taken out of the Argento cut, which is disappointing.
I was going to say, I like Bub. I think Bub's one of the best.
But yeah, there's definitely a nostalgia factor, but I still genuinely enjoy the film. So.
Yeah. For me, it was just a first time watch, and that was on that 4K from Second Sight. And there is a black and white cut on there. I would suggest watching that one because it's more of the, Night of the Living Dead type of aspect, because like I say, you have the zombies that are different colors. I think that turned a lot of people off. You have like blue, like colored type of stuff. And that's unfortunately like the grindhouse type blue tint that you get with those films during the time, I think. But the scene with the dude and the lady, where I think she ends up getting pregnant. That's the one thing the Dawn remake did better, because you actually had the child and you had the dude, like everyone's looking at him and like going, "You're not taking my baby." That's what he says. You're not taking the child. And you know what the child is. You can hear the child and you're like, uh-oh. So there's that aspect of that one. But yeah, I do like it for what it is. But to what Darren's point is, nostalgia can kind of be a big thing for that. We always kind of go back to, what brought us to the dance, basically, for this genre.
Yeah. Let me catch up here. Let's see. Dawn is a classic, brother. Unfortunately, you're wrong. I think they're talking to you, Darren.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone's got their own opinion.
Like his avatar.
Kathy, my sister says, please remember to give this stream a thumbs up. If you're not following
Thank you, Kathy.
the channel, please, hit that thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up. William Blasco says, Day is also an absolute, as are Martin Creepshow, The Dark Half. The list goes on.
Oh, yeah, the Crazies.
Well, I even like the amusement park. I don't think I've seen the amusement park.
Yeah, he did the Crazies. I like the remake of the Crazies. He also did, was it Season of the Witch? Which is pretty good. I've seen that film. That's a good witch film. He did that one as well.
Likes that one. Yeah, I think Dirk likes that one, Season of the Witch.
Okay, the next name, Darren's going to jump on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Dario Argento.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Now, I'm not going to turn it all over to you guys, but I'm going to turn most of this over to you guys because I'm still fairly new to Argento.
Go ahead, Darren.
Thanks to Darren, I'm being introduced to films that I've never seen, and I haven't quite enjoyed them. But I haven't watched a lot of Italian horror in my life, and I'm just now sort of getting into Italian horror. So yeah, Darren, start us off here about Argento. What do you like about him? Why do you like him? And what do you like that he's done, and that sort of thing? You and Chris kind of take over here.
Yeah, no problem. So my first technically Argento film, back in I think it was like 87, was Demons. And although he didn't direct that, he produced it. I fell in love with that film, and I never really, like I say, I had a bit of a time where I got out the horror for a little bit, hardcore anyway. But then coming back into it in the 2000s, with Argento, you start off with his Animal trilogy. And I mean, Bird with the Crystal Plumage is probably one of the best first-time, debut films of any director I've seen. That film, man, got such a great twist. But I mean, he took the Giallo film from the early kind of gothic Mario Bava style films. He give it a more modern look, so 1970, and you're talking about Night of the Living Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's when things changed. Not a huge fan of Cat o' Nine Tails. I mean, I can watch it, I can enjoy it for what it is. But then he ups his game for me with Four Flies on Grey Velvet. the ending to that film where the music kicks in, man, I won't give it away because I don't think Jay's seen it. Have you seen Four Flies yet, Jay? Oh,
I haven't
man,
seen Four Flies yet.
I won't give
It's
it
probably
away.
the best ending sequence he's ever done in a film.
There's a
Really,
scene
that has
towards the
Mimsy
end.
Farmer, which is one of
Yeah.
her best performances. It's not my favorite performance from her, but it's one of those definitely.
I mean, there's a scene towards the end of that where the whole Ennio Morricone score kicks in. Oh man, it's superb. You go on there and you got Deep Red, which it's not one of my massive favorites from him, which again is like sacrilege, I guess. Suspiria, probably one of the best films ever made. I don't think anyone can argue that. Inferno come after that. Then you got Tenebrae. They just keep coming thick and fast. Tenebrae is probably top 10 Giallo of all time. Opera is my favorite though, which came in 87. Just everything about that film. Dario Nicolodi got a scene in that film where she's looking through a peephole to the killer, and this killer shoots a gun at her, goes straight through her eye, straight to the back of the room, and explodes a phone.
Hits the
And
phone.
you've got to
Yeah.
see it, man, to believe it.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best sequences in film because it shows the barrel or it shows the bullet going through the keyhole. Wise, they talk about it on the Blu-ray for Opera. They talk about that scene.
It's unbelievable.
bit.
You've got the whole ending in the Alps as well, where the killer's chasing around.
Yeah, Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've bypassed Phenomena as well. You've got Phenomena.
Yeah, I was thinking you'd probably mention that.
The Killer Monkey.
What
then
about? I'm just going to bring this up on the list here.
Go for it.
Dracula 3D.
I mean,
Phantom of the Opera, which Vinegar Syndrome's releasing 4K.
Yeah,
So it's like, wow.
Personally, Dracula 3D, I can watch and get some kind of enjoyment out of it. Again, it's got Asia Argento, so that helps. Phantom of the Opera is one I just can't get on board with.
The late Julian Sands is in that. Yeah.
But the ones we're going to be covering tomorrow, so is 90s films, Trauma, Stendhal Syndrome. They're in my top 5 or 6. Oh, not so much Trauma, but Stendhal Syndrome's in my top 5 Argento films.
Yeah, I really like Stendhal.
I love Sleepless a lot. I know that's people are kind of indifferent with that one. And even going to his latest in 2020 or 2021, I think it was, Black Glasses. I love
Black Glasses is great. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite director of all time. I let Chris. I don't want to bring up everything, but I let Chris take over. But he's my favorite by a mile.
Well, before I'm going to hand it over to Chris, but let's catch up on some comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Dario was a sure thing for so many years. He has a few poor films late in his career, but wow, what an amazing filmography.
Yeah.
Demons 1 and 2 are incredible.
I love Demons. Demons 2 as well, man.
Suspiria is beautiful. Also love Opera. Most of Dario's shit rocks.
Yes, it does.
100%. It's all about the scores with Argento as well, the visuals, more than the acting. That just comes secondary. And there's so many sequences in Argento's career, man. Like I mentioned, the ending to Opera. It's like opera. The music in Opera always gets me like sentimental as well. The music in Phenomena, I don't know what it is. It chokes me up at times when
That's
I watch
Claudio
it.
Simonetti.
It is, yeah.
Claudio Simonetti.
I mean, he's had some great composers. Don't get me wrong. He had Ariel Morricone.
I got in trouble for using that theme in some of my streams.
But Goblin, Claudio Simonetti for Sleepless, unbelievable, man.
For me, like I said, it's one word. Suspiria is my all-time favorite Italian horror film. That's an early appearance from Udo Kier. May he rest in peace. The wife of Mark Perel is in there, as well as one of the students. When doing a watch along with Keith, I recognized her. I'm like going, oh, there's heavy hitters. It's a beautiful film. I think that's his best. To tell you the truth, that's when he, Deep Red is my my second all-time Gialli. My number one Gialli is Blood and Black Lace. That director will be mentioned in here possibly. And you just have these, like I say, Tenebrae is terrific. Like Darren mentioned, Bird with the Crystal Plumage. That's the template for what's to come. You don't get the fifth chord without that. With Franco Nero, That's a very good giallo too, but you don't get the fifth chord without Bird with the Crystal Plumage. It's a great giallo. It's probably top 10. Has to be. Stylized wise, it's very pretty as well. And the ending sequence in Bird with the Crystal Plumage is top tier in my opinion.
That's one of the best reveals.
Yeah, best reveals I've probably seen in like a thriller. He mentioned Four Flies on Gray Velvet. Like I say, Trauma is a good early one from the 80s. Of course, Demons 1 and 2. I like 2 a little bit more than the first one because it takes place in an apartment complex. And I like that idea.
2 as well.
Yeah, it's like with the third Poltergeist film, Poltergeist 3. Kind of like that. I like that idea. And, him and, he collaborated with Mario Bava and his son, Alberto Bava, too. So, there you go. So
you think about some of the films, like he produced The Sect. He produced The Church.
Doors to Darkness, too. His short films, The Tram, and then his other like short story that he did as well. So, yeah, great director. All-timer, definitely.
And, of course, his Masters of Horror episodes, Jennifer and Pelt. Like,
you really like Jennifer.
They are the high points of that, of that series for me.
Yeah, Phenomenon, like William mentions. Like I say, I'm a slasher nut. And that takes place in the Alps as well. Starts out with his other daughter.
Oh man, do you know the opening scene to Phenomena where she gets off this bus and I think she gets stranded in the Alps and she goes down to this house.
Yeah, that's where the bell's at.
There's music by Bill Wyman, right? That plays throughout that scene, and it's some of the best fucking music I've ever heard in my life. On the same track to that, you've got Iron Maiden's Flash of the Blade. Absolutely superb. I know people don't like metal in some of his soundtracks. Personally, it's hit or miss sometimes, but it works in that film. There's one song, Motorhead, which is completely out of place.
Yeah, Motorhead. Yeah, it does. Because the great Donald Pleasance is in that film as well. So you have some heavy hitters in this film.
I mean, I'm envious of Jay.
Jennifer Connelly.
Jay's not watched a lot of these films, and I wish I was in that position where I could enjoy him for the first time again. But
it's one of Daria Nicolodi's best roles. That may be my favorite role from her.
One thing I've noticed, and I don't know if this is because I noticed that there's a few other directors of Italian descent that do this too, but I know particularly with Argento, and as a straight male, nude ladies, and a very sexual.
Scene. Oh, he's surely stated it. He has stated it publicly of like, I'm not going to put ugly women in my films. It's like that's not what people want to see.
And including his daughter Aja.
Dude, in Phantom of the Opera, there's a sex scene where basically she stated, I'm doing this sex scene with Sands, and there's my dad right there behind the camera watching. Yeah,
it's a strange one, right? Because Asia Argento, she starred in Trauma, right? She's 16 at the time. It's her first big major role.
She's full blown naked in that, showing those tatas of hers.
And Dario takes camera footage of her in the film, which is in the film, of her topless at the time, and it was kind of like racy for the time.
It's kind of the dudes say cringy stuff in that film, so that's what's going to be funny.
Stendhal syndrome, where she's being sexually assaulted repeatedly,
not once but twice.
So, trapped down, and she's.
Stay tuned tomorrow on Chris's channel because we're all going to be mentioning
I can see where that can piss a lot of people off. I can see where that can piss a lot of people off.
Did you get a chance to see Trauma, Jay?
I haven't seen Trauma yet. No.
Okay.
Is there a way you can see it?
I'm needing to do some more catch up because it's been about a week since I've watched it, so I need to start watching them again. The one, and of course, I stream everything at the moment. I don't have a Blu-ray or DVD player, so
I understand that.
Everything's streaming, so that's that's the way if I'm going to watch it, it needs to be something I can stream, like on Tubi.
Yeah, no problem. We can discuss
Netflix. I've got the Amazon channel. I've got Amazon, and what is it? The HBO Max, and but no, I still need to see that. But
no problem. We'll talk about that after stream.
Stendhal syndrome, goodness, and just thinking of one of the most just physically attractive females in cinema is
Oh, yeah.
Asia Argento. Goodness, she's fetching in that film.
Right,
Yeah.
again, right. I stand by this. I think
Blonde hair
Argento,
and black glasses.
Asia Argento, when she gets her haircut and she's got the short dark hair, that does it for me. I think
Yeah.
she's fucking gorgeous in that film.
Yeah, she does a scene with her boyfriend at the time or something like that.
Yeah, I
That's cool.
prefer her with short hair than long hair, which a lot of people like. They go like that when I say it, but man, she's like my biggest crush, I would say.
Well, that's what I was saying. In Stendhal syndrome with the short hair, I just think she's just so,
Oh man, yeah,
so
yeah.
attractive, so pretty.
yeah.
And just physically
Mm,
tight. She's exercising.
yeah. Oh, she's
you know,
gorgeous.
she's
Yeah.
taking care of herself. But yeah, definitely we're going to go in depth.
That's
about-
probably her best role as well, I would say. Although I do like going back to Trauma, man. I do like her in that a lot too. And she gets shit on for doing Trauma. A lot of people say she's not a great actress in that, but it works on me, man.
Like I say, she's still 16. That's coming off of the other films that she was doing.
Yeah.
But okay, I guess we'll carry on here. But yeah, definitely. There's so many of his films that I need to see, and thanks to Darren, I'm catching up. But
Yeah, absolutely, we got you. No problem.
I would say before we finish on our agenda, I would say the ones next, if you can get hold of them, I would say a must is definitely The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Four Flies on Grey Velvet. I would say grab a pen and paper, yeah, Jay.
let me write that down.
Yeah,
Bird with Crystal Plumage and Four Flies.
Four Flies on Grey Velvet, yeah. I'd be amazed if you don't like them.
And I'll tell you something. Another thing I've been collecting along with the EC archive, and this is a magazine that I always love the covers when I go to the grocery store, and they would have this, but my parents would never buy it for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Creepy. I have the first volume of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eerie.
Yeah, Eerie. Yeah.
And Vampirella. But Creepy, and I've been really digging these. These are black and white, but the
They
great
look
artwork.
amazing, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
post EC. Yeah, that's post EC. That happened after EC went under, like in the later 50s to 60s and stuff.
Creepy and eerie, and been really enjoying. Some of those stories are really unusual. There's some sword and sorcery stuff, and some of the stories are just like, I need to read this again because I didn't quite get this. I need to read it again. They're more expansive in their subject matter, in Creepy than certainly in EC, EC. But anyway, yeah, been really enjoying Creepy. But okay, I will go ahead here, and this would be the name that, with an old fart like myself, this might be the first name that pops up when you think of horror movie director, and that is Alfred Hitchcock.
Hitchcock, one of the masters, definitely.
And I still watch, what is it? Oh, Plex. I'm trying to think what is the channel I go, and I still watch the Alfred Hitchcock.
I go to Plex. Plex is a good streaming service.
Alfred Hitchcock Presents, the television show.
Yes, that's on Tubi too.
Alfred Hitchcock was a very entertaining director. He liked to almost an actor in a way,
Yeah.
He of course he did all the intros for the Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Very funny man.
He'd be in his films too. Like you'd see him walking, you'd have to pay attention.
Cameos where he'd,
Yeah.
I do that in my little short films. I have a little Alfred Hitchcock moment where I'll show up in them. I do. It's kind of an old Hitchcock, but oh gosh, I mean, think of all the films that you can. What did I watch last month? I watched The Birds, and The Birds is kind of an early apocalypse movie.
Yeah, that's a trip. I need to finish that film. The beginning of that is so surreal.
Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy, Well, The Birds is like one of the first films that kind of ends on an apocalyptic note where the birds are basically taking over the world, you know.
Yeah.
And there's so many, you know, but of course, Psycho. The You know, that's another one we could just do a show just about Psycho. And just,
absolutely. Yeah.
That it was made really low budget. I think originally he was intending it to be like a 2-part episode of the Alfred Hitchcock show.
It was, yeah.
Okay.
That before he decided to release it theatrically. And that's another movie that when I watch it, I try to think of how people perceived it when it was released, how people were, you know, taking in this thing. You know, to take a character that you think is going to be the lead of the movie, going to be the, you know, you're going to follow this character through the movie. And to have her go take a shower and you find out different.
Just the introduction, like almost the trailer, the introduction that he did. It's always good for what he did is like, this is a hotel, something, you know, ghastly happened here. It happened in this house, right down the stairs, all this stuff too. That's why I put that picture up of him. He's a student of people like Fritz Lang, like Rope comes to mind. I love Rope with Jimmy Stewart. That's probably top tier. Of course, Frenzy, which was one of the last films he did, and that was in his own home country. Darren knows that area quite well. And
I was shot in London, around London.
And it was very different from the rest of his films because of the violence that's in there. It's quite disturbing.
There's a very nasty sequence in that film that you would think Hitchcock would go nowhere near. But I mean, if we'd have got more years out of Hitchcock, because I believe everyone knows he was before his time. I think he would have upped the violence as we'd have gone on. If he'd have lived, you know, right through the 80s and 90s and what have you, I think he got pretty good stuff. He
did get quite large, unfortunately. You can look up the episode Dick Cavett show when he was on there, which is a great episode of him talking to him.
I've seen that.
And he's sitting down, and it's the mannerism that he talks, right? It's like, and he's always been that way, like, right?
It's like upper class kind of English accent he's got.
But you know, he was having trouble breathing at that time. You knew it was just going to happen. He lost his wife for that, I think, didn't he, or no?
I would think that it was probably related to his weight in some way.
Yeah, of course. But, you know, like I say, a great all-time director. I haven't dived into like a lot of his filmography, but like you say, Jay, like Psycho is an all-timer, you know.
Vertigo.
Yeah. Ryan De Palma is a big fan of that film, which a lot of people call him the second coming of him.
Yeah, with H Psycho, we don't get Dressed to Kill.
We don't.
If you think about it, there's very much a similar ending in both.
Well, Vertigo, we don't get Dressed to Kill because a lot of the scenes that he uses in his film, it's very Hitchcock ways. The camera angle works with the split screen of what's going on one side, what's going on in the other. Vertigo does that. Strangers on a Train, that comes to mind. The scene where the
sisters.
Yeah, sisters, stuff like that too. Yeah. And just certain scenes just like hit differently in Hitchcock, and he was way ahead of his time. And this is 1960 when this comes out. You don't get the Castle films without that. You know, you don't, where everyone's like, you don't get Herschel Gordon Lewis doing what he does without that. And I'm thinking,
I mean, you can even go back to the 40s where he did a film called Shadow of a Doubt, which is fantastic.
Shadow of Doubt, Rebecca is another one, which is based off the book. That's a Gothic tale.
That's recently had a remake as well, Rebecca. I pretty much picked it up not long ago.
Another one
Strangers in a Train as well,
Another one I love just for the look of it and just his unique direction, and that's a Rear Window.
I love Rear Window.
Yes,
I love it.
The way he frames everyone at this apartment complex, and you know they're all doing different things. The way he frames that is so unique.
Shadow of Doubt, to Darren's point, Shadow of Doubt is very good. It's what you don't know. You know, those are character pieces before you knew what those were, like a serial killer, and it may be
there's an undercurrent, like you know, slasher film in a way.
Yeah.
But going back to Jay's comment there about Rear Window, that film influenced everything since. Everything, Disturbia. Can you remember that? Going back.
Yeah, Disturbia is very Rear Window. Yeah.
Even Argento. Do you like Hitchcock? He did a TV film, which is very much based on Rear Window.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of like a light-hearted romp, but it's pretty good.
John Carpenter, Somebody's Watching Me and stuff, his TV film goes back to him and stuff like that too. Yeah, two apartment kind of complexes where she's seeing stuff going on in the other apartment. So, and stuff like that too. Very good.
For me, though, growing up, it was always Psycho. Psycho and Psycho 2. I know he didn't.
Yeah, because the theme has been used so many times, and it's like it's iconic.
Reanimator.
The North by Northwest.
Another great one.
A Man Who Knew Too Much.
A Man Who Knew Too Much, and also a movie I don't hear talked about enough. I really enjoy it. It's more comedic, but that's the trouble with Harry.
Yeah.
It's almost absurdist.
Right. Notorious, which I heard is a very good thriller. Criterion Collection has that one.
Notorious, that's a great one. Manny, he did a film called Manny as well. That's kind of highly rated too. But the list goes on with him. He even did an early version of The Lodger, I think, as well. Jack the Ripper style type.
Another one it's basically just takes place in one set, I guess you would call it, Lifeboat. Where just the whole movie just takes place on this lifeboat. It's just pretty much everything is that, and it's just all their interactions and everything on this lifeboat.
Thomas says it right. William Castle, that was the name I was thinking of. That director, he said Psycho seemed to be Hitchcock taking the lead from William Castle. Those two are very much alike.
Rope is exactly the same. It's just set in like one apartment.
Yeah, it's set in an apartment. That's it.
Yeah.
But let me catch up here. Alfred Hitchcock also published a number of story collections, including for juveniles.
Yes. Yeah, for juveniles. Yeah.
And William Blasco says Psycho is one of the first Blu-ray purchases I ever made. Maybe appreciate surround sound and upgrades.
Oh, God, yeah.
Psychos seem to be Hitchcock taking a lead from William Castle. Frenzy seemed to be Hitchcock going for more violence.
Yeah. There's scenes in camera work in Frenzy that are great. There's a scene where he takes this woman who he knows up to this apartment, back to her apartment room. The door shuts. You don't know what happens, and then it just zooms back out of the apartment. That's it. Then you see him leave. Now, you know what happens, but that's where the dread kind of kicks in for films that Hitchcock did like that. It's very well done. So,
Frenzy, I think, was his answer to the Italian Giallo film.
Me too.
And I'm pretty sure that Hitchcock had seen some of those,
And his last film, I don't think I've seen, Family Plot.
Yeah.
Mario
Bava was a big fan of Hitchcock. And, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I mean, it's nuts when you see that. So it goes both ways, You both respect each other that much. It's like, it's really cool. I was
going to say, you don't get the Giallo film without Hitchcock.
You don't.
Hitchcock took a little bit off the films of Mario Bava to make Frenzy. So it all comes full circle, But I remember sat around the telly, Psycho, we'd all be sat around the telly while I was like 9-10 years of age. And it was on regularly at this point as well in the UK. But I love the sequel. I know it's not, it's not Hitchcock, but
it's an all-time slasher film.
I think the sequel's the best sequel ever made as well. So
you don't make a film that takes place 30 years later. Like you don't do that with Anthony Perkins returning as that role and Vera Miles returning.
They did not think that film Psycho 2 was going to take off as much as it did.
Oh, the opening scene is great where it takes place, during the first film, and it's done in a more grittier sense, and you're like, uh-oh.
Oh yeah. And that's got a great twist as well. It's got two good twists towards
great twist.
And great performance by Anthony Perkins, Psycho 2.
Oh, terrific. All-time great actor, too.
I actually
His son is doing great stuff in directing. All's good.
Meg Tilly as well. They play off each other. They hated each other, but they play off each other. It's so good in that film.
But yeah, and that's one, like I say, growing up, watching, that was the three things that I watched a lot on television when they used to play it on local television, and that was Twilight Zone, Night Gallery, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
I need to check out Night Gallery.
I
And
just
so-
recently got the Alfred Hitchcock Presents box set, and it's fucking like that. It's huge.
Yeah, it's gigantic.
I've
Nice.
been watching a few of them. Yeah.
But okay, I guess we'll go to the next name here, and he's got a movie in theaters right now.
Oh,
That is Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Send Help, which I would love to see in a theater. But Brandon has kind of slowed down. I mean, he's
that film just surpassed
doing things.
his biggest film in the box office, which was Spider-Man 2. So that surpassed that already,
Send
which
Help.
is nuts. Because he did the Spider-Man films originally. The ones I watched in the theaters and stuff like that. Spider-Man 2 is like one of my all-time favorite like Marvel superhero films, and Send Help surpassed that with earnings in the theater.
Oh,
Yeah, surpassed it by like a lot, because they thinking.
that's
I
what I
guess
would
it's linked to
love-
Evil Dead a little bit.
love to see in a theater because it's kind of a return to form, is what I'm hearing from people that have reviewed it. Kind of a return to form for Sam Raimi. He is a great visual director.
Yeah.
His camera work is very distinctive. But when you see it, you think, well, that's a Sam Raimi movie. When you see his the way he moves the camera. And of course, the first film that showcased his style was Evil Dead.
Yeah, the Evil Dead.
I love the Evil Dead.
And Evil Dead, talk about that is one of the movies that when I saw it, it made me want to make movies.
Okay.
When I saw what he did with the budget and with the creativity,
Yeah.
it made me want to do that. It influenced me. It had a big impact on me. Just the style that it was made with, and just everything about it, just the look of it, the feel of it, the like I say, that camera work. It made me want to make movies. Evil Dead was one of the films that really made me want to do that.
And that's probably there's a lot of directors probably saying the same thing, because hey, they made that film with like no money. They actually made a film called Within the Woods, which is The Evil Dead, but it's like a half-hour version, I think.
Kind of a proof of concept kind of thing.
Yeah. The one woman who plays, she gets possessed in The Evil Dead. She actually plays the Ash's girlfriend in Within the Woods. But I remember watching that fully uncut because it got banned in the UK for a long time. And that tree rape scene is disturbing. I tell you, it is disturbing when you're like 10, 11 and you start watching it. But in terms of atmosphere, you've got the claymation scenes as well, which kind of adds to like the atmosphere and the creepiness about it. I guess The Evil Dead's got to be in my top 10 of all time, films of all time.
It could quite possibly be the greatest independent film ever made. Seriously.
Yeah.
No, I could put Basket Case in that same thing, considering it's like one person that did that. But this is Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and his brother, right? Was it Sam's brother too as part of that?
Ted.
Yeah, Ted. And I personally like Evil Dead 2 a little better. I actually love Evil Dead 2.
I'll tell you
that
this.
film is
I'm
bonkers.
sorry to interrupt you, but that was my greatest time in a movie theater with my friend Barry. We had seen Evil Dead on VHS.
Oh,
and
nice.
we really enjoyed it. And so we're going to Waco, and we're looking this back when you would have the movie ads in the newspaper, but it had
Right. Yeah, TV guides and shit.
and we were looking for a movie to see. And I said, I saw Evil Dead 2. Didn't know a thing in the world about it, other than it's a sequel to a movie that we saw that we enjoyed. So let's see this. Let's see Evil Dead 2. And had no idea what we were going to get. And when it get to it, this almost Three Stooges kind of slapstick, along with the gore, and of course that signature Sam Raimi editing and visual style. Oh my God, we were screaming with laughter. We were.
That's what happens when you give the director money. They gave him, the studio gave him money, and they're like, "Here you go." And sure enough, and he just. I love the film a lot. It's just bonkers,
just
crazy, and
everything
so good.
about that movie, the hand coming alive and smashing the place.
Yeah, smashing them and stuff, the deer head and shit like that in the first one.
The chainsaw as well. That scene is great.
Yeah,
I'll go one step further and say I actually prefer Army of Darkness over Evil Dead 2. As much as
That's a hot take.
I do love Evil Dead. So
that's pretty good, Darren, though. That's
Army of Darkness is such a blast, man, just from start to finish.
I enjoy Army of Darkness. For me, it's a little...
Drag Me to Hell. That was his return to horror, which is really good with Justin Long.
What I watched last night, and I don't know if it's underrated. I don't hear it talked about a lot, but I think it's a great movie, and that is A Simple Plan.
I've heard that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he did that. That's based off the book by Sam Smith.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton in that film is just amazing. He plays his real sort of simple-minded brother.
Yeah, it's these friends that find this plane crash and find all this money. Then that's when the shit starts.
Yeah, and so it's Billy Bob Thornton and his idiot friend, and
they're buddies.
And they find this crash plane and find $4 million of money, and they're going to sit on it. See if anyone's
these people come to try and claim it and shit like that, and it's like, wow. Sam Smith is a very good author.
It of course everything unravels, and by the end of it, hardly anyone is left alive. And it's a great movie, and it doesn't rely heavily on his visual, style and such, but it's a very grounded film, but a very well acted film, and just it's really good.
Very nice.
Simple Plan. Yeah.
That's a good. Evil Dead's a great franchise, to tell you the truth. All those films in there, I like say Army of Darkness is very fun. This is my boomstick and all this other stuff too.
Oh, man,
Bruce Campbell. What can you say about him? That's why he's in mostly every Raimi film. He was in the Spider-Man films. He was in even the Doctor Strange film that he did, which is Multiverse of Madness. That's a horror Marvel film. And, you see Bruce Campbell in that too. And it's so cool, and they're friends. It's such a great
I haven't seen Sin Help yet, but I understand Bruce Campbell's in that. He's a pitcher. He's the father of the what is it? The girl?
The girl character, I believe. That's why they say there's maybe it's in the Evil Dead universe. And like I said, I like the retelling basically that Fede Alvarez did and stuff like that too as well. So it's a great franchise. And all in all, he's a great director too, very versatile as well. He can do like action films. He can do thrillers. Of course, he can do horror, he can do all this great stuff. So yeah, I'm surprised he's higher on the list. I'm surprised he's not higher on the list.
I was going to ask you this, Chris, because I'm not sure if you've seen it, but he was actually an actor. Have you seen the film Intruder, the slasher film?
I have Intruder. I have the Blu-ray. I know Synapse is releasing the 4K of that one too. Yeah, the grocery store slasher, and I work in a grocery store. I was always thought if I was going to do anything, I would do a slasher of a person killing people off in a grocery store closed at night. So
that's almost got like a Sam Raimi directing style about it. I know it was Scott Spiegel who directed it, but you've got Ted Raimi's in it as well. I think it's one of the best slashers, like one of the funny slashers of that time, the late.
Very nice, yeah.
But it's
there's the series that I quite enjoyed, Ash versus Evil Dead.
I heard that's really good. Yeah,
I've seen season 1. I need to see the other. I think they made two or three.
They made one more.
All right, so they did 2. I watched the first one. I enjoyed it. But for some reason, I didn't go back to the second one. In terms of I've never been a big Marvel fan. So the Spider-Man films don't really interest me. But yeah, Drag Me to Hell. I think that's almost like an Evil Dead sequel at times.
Yeah, that was his return to horror, in my opinion. It's very fast paced. That's what I like about directors like Raimi. They're fast paced, right? I dig my slow burn horror. But if you can get me invested like that, that's what the Evil Dead films do for me, specifically too. It starts out like crazy at the start. So it's like, what else can you do with it?
People shit all over that when it came out, and I couldn't understand because I've always liked Drag Me to Hell. And that's the one with the goat as well. You got the goat.
Yeah, that's the one with the goat with the fortune teller.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
with,
yeah.
with the messed up eye and stuff like that, or the gypsy, basically.
I need to go back. You know, talking about these films with you guys now is kind of. I want to
Yeah.
go back and watch some of these again, so it's good.
Oh, and what was the one where it's the guy that oh, what is that character that he can make his skin this kind of formula that you know heals his skin because he's got a scarred face. Oh, what was that?
Is it
Oh,
not Dark Man? Is it?
Dark Man. Dark
Oh,
Man.
that's right. He did do Darkman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with Liam Neeson. Yeah. Oh, wow. And the dude that played Dr. Giggles,
Yeah,
the Durant character. Yeah. I forgot he did that. I haven't seen those films in years.
And also in Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hearing now that people are actually saying Send Help is better than Evil Dead, so I'm kind of excited to watch it. You know.
Well, that's
Well,
what I
that's
like. It's a new generation of people that seem to be introduced to these director stuff. It's like with, it'll probably be on the list, Cronenberg with The Shallows, or I think that's what it's called. Dan knows what I'm talking about. He really liked that film too from Cronenberg. And I'm like, that's very cool, you know, that these, you know, get introduced, the younger generation of people get introduced to these directors that we were raised watching, you know, and you kind of see the aesthetic.
The Shrouds, I think. Is
The
one.
Shrouds, yeah.
Yeah. That's a new Cronenberg one. Yeah.
And there's a new Evil Dead too coming out. What is that called?
Oh, Evil Dead. Oh,
It's this year, I think.
It is later
no,
on in
next
the year.
year. I think
it
it's
next year?
maybe next year.
Is it?
I know what you're
Okay.
talking about. I forget because it's not Rise, it's something else.
I hated the remake and I hated Evil Dead Rise as well. At first, when I first saw it, because
Evil Dead Burn. Thank you, Dan.
Evil Dead Rise, we went on Dana's channel and we were like reviewing it, and I kind of liked it at the time, but since then I've been thinking about that film. I just
Well, that's another one. I'm sorry to disagree with you. I like the remake.
I do. I like
Yeah,
Evil Dead
Evil
Rise
Dead
too.
Rise.
Yeah,
A lot of
I like
people
Evil
do,
Dead Rise.
man. Yeah,
that was done in New Zealand. Yeah, that was done in New Zealand. Bruce Campbell was like a co-producer of that, and you have the wood chipper in the apartment down where they park the cars. So
You get
Dirk loves the remake.
the remake. You get the groovy at the end. Groovy.
yeah, groovy. You get the reimagining. I think if they took that part out, the film wouldn't get as much, you know, maybe controversy as it did. You know, because they put Bruce in there at the very end saying that, and you're like going, "Oh, what are you guys planning on doing here?"
I need to go back to the remake. I've seen it twice. It just didn't work for me.
It's kind of
So
a
I-
prequel when you
remake.
think
I don't-
about it.
I don't love it. I don't think it's great, but I do enjoy it. It's one I haven't seen a whole lot. I've seen it maybe 3 times, but I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. The trilogy is the standard, and that's my favorite. And you spoke of nostalgia earlier. That has something to do with it too. Enjoying those Evil Dead films is
Yeah.
nostalgia. Okay. The next name, we'll probably go through this name quicker. Steve Miner.
Ooh,
Now,
yeah.
there's 2 movies that right off the bat pop into my head when I think of Steve Miner, and that is a Friday the 13th Part 3 and House.
And House, yeah.
I love House. I love House. I love House 2, although House 2 is more a little sillier.
I think that's the only one I've seen. George Wendt is in both of those films, isn't he?
I think so.
From Cheers. Yeah. And the dude from Perfect Strangers.
But yeah,
Didn't
Friday the 13th Part 3, where Jason finally puts on the hockey mask, and House. Those are the 2. When I go to watch a Steve Miner film, it's going to be one of those 2 films usually.
That's the most prettiest out of all the final girls in Part 3. The Chris character. She's also in Sweet 15. Yeah.
Didn't he do Friday Part 2 as well? Didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he did both of those. Yeah. Well, they're part of the same production company that was part of Last House on the Left. So that was,
yeah.
Like I say, those, and they all came from that, which is crazy to think. And then they go out, venture a little bit on their own and do their own little thing. So,
when I think of him, one of the ones I like, kind of might be controversial because people usually hate this now, is Halloween H2O. For some reason,
that's right. I forgot he did that. I liked
Yeah.
H2O.
Yeah.
I liked it for what it was.
It kind of like Scream a little bit, but
Yeah.
I
Josh Hartnett, but better. No, it's
Yeah.
better than Scream. It's
I
okay.
think I've only seen it once, but Warlock.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Julian Sands. Yeah. No, Warlock is a trip. You have to say, he gets this. It's like a grimoire. I think that's what you call it. And you have to say God's real name backwards. That's the whole idea. So you can traverse time. If you know God's true name, you're supposed to say it backwards. It was a trippy story. I haven't seen the film in years.
And here's another one that I've seen, but I don't remember anything about it. And it's not a horror film. Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
He directed that. He did a lot of TV stuff. But yeah, like I say, he did Friday the 13th Part 2.
That's one of my
That was the first rated R movie I saw in a theater at Mahia Theater was Friday the 13th Part 2. So that the Steve Miner is the first rated R movie I saw in an actual theater. Now I think I'd seen it.
A lot of people consider that their favorite in the saga in that series of Friday the 13th as the second one, because that introduced the character, and that's a great opening scene. You can't get better than that.
He also did Lake Placid, which is the
Betty White, and Bill Pullman.
Yeah. I mean, that's I've only seen it once. I think.
Killer Alligator. Yeah.
And didn't he do?
Dirk brings up a lot as well.
Didn't he do the Day of the Dead remake?
I kind of I
heard that film is terrible.
If he didn't direct it, maybe he produced it or something. But
because he's been a producer in a lot of things.
I remember him being linked to that. So,
but like I say, it's not one we're gonna. He did. I liked it. Soul Man. I like Soul Man.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that one. Yeah.
That's more of a comedy. But let's see. Daniel says Rise is my least favorite of the franchise, but I can still like it quite a bit. And William Blasco, I'm stepping out, bros. Y'all have a great night. Thank you, William.
You too, William. Thanks for dropping in.
Have a good one, man.
Thanks for commenting, William. But yeah, Steve Miner, he's definitely on the list.
There's 4 or 5 really good films there. Steve Miner.
Okay, well, the next one, I don't know if it's my favorite vampire movie. I'm trying to think, is it my favorite vampire movie? Besides my own movie, Dawn.
Of course.
Fright Night.
Oh, Tom Holland?
Tom Holland.
Oh, talk about an all-timer.
Underrated, I think, Tom Holland. But he was like a great writer as well.
He wrote Psycho 2.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yes, he did. Was a writer for that. Also, he's done like a lot of writing for like a lot of different stuff.
He did the Stand miniseries, which I really like. That the Stand.
Yeah, he did the Langoliers. I think a couple of episodes in that.
Langoliers. And let's see.
He was an actor as well. He did do like little bit parts. He was in Hatchet 2. I'm just seeing there.
Was he a producer in Child's Play?
I think he was, yeah. Didn't he write Child's Play?
He did write Child's Play. Yeah.
He wrote
that was him. Yeah. Fright Night. Yeah. Yeah, there's the debate, Fright Night versus the Lost Boys and stuff like that. I really like Fright Night a lot.
I like when I was younger, I liked Fright Night a lot, but now I find it's one of those hipster titles that everyone's kind of jumping on.
Right, kind of jumping a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no desire to go.
Roddy McDowell flipping the freaky
good
kid
for what it is.
That says, basically, Brewster.
Stephen Jeffries, he was in Gay Porn. He went on to do
he did
porn.
He did another film too, because you kind of recognize him.
Oh, Evil Ed.
Evil Ed, yeah.
Evil Ed, yeah.
Yeah, great transformation scene in that as well.
But yeah, with Tom Holland, you more think of him more along the lines he's better for his writing, I would say.
Extremely good for his writing. He also did, what is it? It's kind of like a slasher film. Oh, I forget the name of it. I think it's him that directed it and or did a story for it. and stuff like that. I think Scream Factory brought it out. I forget the name of it now. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, he has a big film career.
He did a Masters of Horror episode, a Funeral Guest.
Yeah.
He did Hatchet 2, which I don't know if I've
Oh,
seen.
that's right. Yeah, people like Hatchet too.
Yeah,
Child's Play. He was the writer for Psycho 2. He was the writer for even the remake of Child's Play, the modern version, 2019. He was the writer for that too. So, he's part of the series. He's part of the Chucky series.
He's definitely like kind of an important for what he did in terms of writing, I think. And yeah, I mean, went on to be a Masters of Horror and digging up the marrow as well. He had something to do with that. And that's from the director of the original Hatchet as well, Adam Green. So yeah.
Yeah, he's even part of Fright Night 2011 too. People like that remake. With I forgot the dude's name. So Initiation of Sarah as well. He was a writer on. That was 2006. I actually heard the Initiation of Sarah is pretty good for what it is.
I never got into Fright Night.
I never got into Fright Night. I'd rather see Kiss of the Vampire.
Oh,
yeah, that's I'll watch The Legend of Hill House. Roddy McDowell, yeah.
Oh man, The Legend of Hell House is a great film. I
have that from Scream Factory. Yeah, Legend of Hell.
Yeah, I love that film.
And Roddy McDowell's in that one too.
He is, yeah, yeah.
That's that's based off of a Richard Matheson story book.
Oh, I tell you a good one as well. Class of '84. Roddy McDowell's in.
Oh, that's right. He is. Yeah, he plays a teacher.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Terrific film.
But okay, I guess we'll step ahead here, and we talked about him, but let's talk about him some more. Rob Zombie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know whether he should qualify to be on the list, but we'll see.
Well, I don't know if you'd call him an acquired taste. I like his visual style.
Okay.
I think he makes great looking movies.
He does. He needs help with them though. He can't do them on his own. I'll say that about him.
He doesn't. He's not good at writing dialogue and characters very well. No. But he's got a really good visual style, and I think that's what hooks me for the movies that I've enjoyed from Rob Zombie has been the visuals, the look of the film, and he has his soundtracks are amazing.
Yes, they are.
Music from all over, genres from all over the place. There's rock music, country music, the beginning of Devil's Rejects, Midnight Rider. That's
Midnight Rider. That's right.
That's one of my favorite songs ever. Is the Midnight Rider? The
whole soundtrack to that. You got Freebird at the end as well.
Freebird.
What a great song, man.
So he's got a great sense of musical genres that the music he puts in his films. But yeah, what can you say about Rob Zombie? You spoke highly of Devil's Rejects. You did, Darren.
I do. I love it.
I'll
give him his respect for that, man.
I really did enjoy that film a lot more then than I do now. I think because I just think he sort of oversteps himself in parts of that film. Yeah. Where these are characters, even though they're maniacs, they're cold-blooded killers, you're supposed to sort of latch onto them and sort of, I don't know if you're supposed to root for them, but you're supposed to, the follow them and enjoy what they're doing and what they're saying and have some fun with them. But when it gets to that motel sequence, now
it's pretty brutal. Yeah,
it's too much for me now.
I get it. It's definitely.
This is coming from someone that just loves the Terrifier movies and loves all the excess and that. But in this case, because it's supposed to be a little more grounded in reality, even though it has that sort of 70s movie throwback sort of feel to it.
And that's towards the end too, where they introduced the Dr. Satan character that was in House of a Thousand Corpses. They didn't do nothing with that, unfortunately, because I was excited when I saw that. I'm like, oh shit, it's Dr. Satan.
That's the movie I want to see. I want to see, to see if he's going to do another movie, do a Dr. Satan movie, Rob Zombie.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. The beginning of Devil's Rejects, basically, and I do like his Halloween reimagining. I like both those films. Specifically the second one, but with the start of the Devil's Rejects, it's taken straight out of basically Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They surround the family of the house and they do all this stuff. It's just pretty crazy.
Well, House of a Thousand Corpses as well. I think that's vastly underrated.
I have a special edition of that.
Movie that if I'm going to watch Rob Zombie now, that's the movie I'm going to go watch. It's a House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
I've said it before, Jay. I can remember, right? So House of a Thousand Corpses, Jay Reel and Ray Bacher, I believe, you did a little skit on it.
Oh yeah. Well, what's that character I did?
Stucky, was it Stucky? I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. I think you put it up. CK may have put it up on the Dead Pit channel or whatever. I loved that. I used to play that all the time back in the day.
God, I haven't seen that in 20 years, but I know what you're talking about.
Like Ray Bacher, just brilliant. Like with the makeup on and all that. Like completely nails. Both of you completely nail those two characters.
Yeah, he's doing Spalding, and I'm doing, what's the character's name I'm doing?
Stucky.
Yeah, Captain Spaulding. Yeah.
And the opening to that film, the actual film, where you've got the clown, and
they're all surrounding the house. Yeah, it's a shootout.
Even in the store as well, where he's got the murder ride and all that, and he's on about the GI Joe up his ass. The one guy.
Yeah, GI Joe.
The original DVD of House of a Thousand Corpses has the most entertaining. Was it, the
intro from the Spaulding character? Yeah, I have that DVD.
Here comes Sid Haig. Well, shit the bed. And
shit the bed. Yeah.
He's talking to you. We'll make a selection. You gonna make a selection?
Dude, they don't do them like that anymore. Yeah.
And that's a great, just that sequence that you just put in the DVD and just let that play and let old Sid Haig entertain you.
That's one of the films you first see Adam Copeland, the Edge character from wrestling and stuff like that too. Adam Copeland, you see him in there. He's the dude with long hair and all this other stuff too at the time. He's just one of these people at that hotel or whatever like that. They just get killed off and stuff like that too. Yeah, it's a bloody fun one. It's the probably most fun zombie film you'll get next to House of a Thousand Corpses, because that's truly him in his grindhouse mode. You know what I mean? Where literally he takes his ideas, and like I say, you get the right people around him, then it's going to be a good film. If you let him do it on his own, it's not going to happen. The Monsters is the greatest example of that.
I need to see the Monsters just to see what's so bad about it. Because
if you actually think about it, those first two films by Rob Zombie, where he didn't have much money, and he knocks it out the park, and some like Jeffrey Lewis is actually from Salem's Lot, is in Devil's Rejects as well.
Yes,
so he gets all these character actors, and they're all popular, but none of them are big name stars. And that's when he was most hungry. He didn't have as much money. He knocks it out the park. You've not seen the Monsters, Jay? I
haven't seen it yet. No, I still haven't seen it.
It's really bad.
I need to see just what's so bad about it.
I'll tell you, I'll give you a hot take on Rob Zombie. There's a film called 31, which I actually like.
I have 31. I have the steelbook of that.
We need to revisit 31.
I have the steelbook of that. I haven't watched it yet.
People shit all over it, but for some reason, I like it.
And the
Sherry's in that one. All of them are in it. From what I understand.
Lords of Salem.
I heard that's a very good one too.
I wanted to like it, but I haven't. But I've only seen it once, and I always say the next Halloween I might put it on. I'll never get round to it.
Right.
So I can see myself, if I'm gonna change on a film, that would be one of them. Lots to like about it.
His Grindhouse trailer, Werewolf Women of the SS.
That was great. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I don't agree with Chris on his Halloween films. They actually suck.
No, I understand. For the purists out there, I get it. They're different take, but I have to admit, the start of Halloween 2, like the theatrical one, the start of that film is like totally different from anything you see. It's probably one of the best like modern sequences in horror I've ever seen. And it takes place in that hospital. And then you realize it's kind of like a dream. Spoiler, it's kind of like a dream sequence and stuff like that too. And then it just goes on to different territory. But, other than that,
People have done a 180 on that film. When it first came out, both Halloweens actually were like shit upon.
Oh,
but now
extremely.
I'm hearing everyone likes Halloween too now for some reason.
The Dead Pit guys had Michael Felsher on, and he was doing a rating of the Halloween films, and didn't he put Zombies Halloween 2 like number 2 or something?
He did. He had it higher up there. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Because it's so sort of batshit crazy. It's so with the white horse and Sherry Moon Zombie, and I've only seen that movie one time.
Tyler Mane.
Yeah, I don't remember a thing about it. I need to see it again. But after hearing Michael Felsher going on and on about it, I thought, I need to see this again.
Yeah, I've tried again with that, and I just couldn't. I couldn't get past the first 10, 15 minutes.
But come on, you look at the ending of Devil's Rejects, and
one of the best.
What was it? The Fire? Was it the Firefly Clan? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the Firefly.
They are killed at the end of it. But of course, I guess money talks. 3 from Hell.
Man, that was one of the biggest disappointments I've ever had in watching a film. I was
3 from Hell should not have existed, and I will not watch it again. To me, that movie does not exist. 3 from Hell.
Why did they put?
It's because Zombie can be lazy. He can be lazy if he doesn't get what he wants. He can be a little bitch, and he can be lazy. I mean, I hate to say it kind of about him, but he can be lazy. He's like going, well, I'll just do it just to do it. You know what I mean? I'm like going, give me a break.
There was no need to and I've got the same about the Final Destination, the last one with Tony Todd. There's no reason to put Sid Haig and Tony Todd when they're dying.
In those films, I kind of agree with that. I did like Final Destination 6. I did like it.
People love the fact that Tony Todd was in and he said goodbye and all that. I didn't. I think there's some things I don't want to remember people by.
Right, I understand that.
Sid Haig looked awful in 3 from Hell. He should never have been on screen. And the film just completely sucked. Oh, was he actually in it, like in a flashback or something?
He was in a flashback of it.
Yeah. He wasn't actually like a fully fledged type.
It's like that with Donald Pleasance in Halloween 6. I mean, he was sick at the time, but he wanted to do it.
He was a raging alcoholic, I think, at that time too.
Yeah, he was. He was really sick.
But yeah, there's no need to do that. Rob Zombie, for me, the first 2 films, again, I don't think I'd put him in the top 50. Well, I know I wouldn't put him in the top 50 horror directors of all time, but, he's got 2 films I love, so I guess he qualifies somewhat.
Okay, the next name, there's some of these movies I've seen I need to see again because it's been so long since I've seen it, but anyway, Neil Marshall.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course, he did Dog Soldiers.
Yeah.
The Descent.
Oh, he did that one?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
The Hannibal, the sequel to Silence of the
Lambs. Oh, really? I thought Ridley Scott did that one. Or am I thinking?
Wait a minute! No.
I don't think he did Hannibal.
He did the TV series. Sorry, he did the TV series. He didn't do the movie. Yeah, it was Ridley Scott that did that. That's right. But yeah, Neil Marshall, I don't have a whole lot to say about Neil Marshall. I liked Dog Soldiers. I liked The Descent, but it's been so long since I've seen either one of those films.
Oh, The Descent is all-timer for me. I loved it. I didn't know I forgot he did that film. The Descent is great. Probably one of the greatest opening horror scenes in like film history. Like with that car accident that happens there. It comes out of nowhere. You kind of know what's going to happen. What other film did he do?
Dog Soldiers.
Dog Soldiers? Yeah, very good werewolf film. Yeah.
I mean, those 2 films for me, again, you talk about nostalgia. When they first come out in the early 2000s, I think it was. The Descent, we had like an alternative ending to you guys in America.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So there's 2 endings on the actual release I got. That film captures claustrophobia really well. And if you don't like small space,
because they're cave diving, basically. It's these ladies that cave dive. Tragic accident happens at the start of that film. Then you figure out some revelations about some of the ladies in there. It's very good. It's very bloody too. It's terrifying.
I think he produced a sequel as well, which is really good.
Yeah, I heard the sequel was pretty good too.
Dog Soldiers, again, I hear people shit on a lot. I always thought it was a good kind of spin on the werewolf film.
Yeah, I liked it
I
quite a
was-
lot. It's cohabitation horror too. It takes place in this house that these soldiers basically that go like it's their vacation. They're kind of like weekend warriors. And
Right. Yeah.
there's a woman that's stuck in there with them. You find out stuff about her later, which makes it a bit more chilling, right? So it kind of works as the film.
But would you put him in the top 50? There's no way, surely. that he-
For the Descent is top tier horror for me. I really like The Descent. So I think maybe that's what they looked at total for a film from him and stuff like that too. It's almost like it's a one hit wonder from him, right? You know, because you can hit lightning in a bottle. Because I don't think when that film came out, you didn't see anything like it because it almost goes to like almost the French extreme side. You know what I mean? By how
Right.
fast paced it is, because it is not slow paced, and there's dread in those caves. It's dread, dude. Literally, the chick is in like literally like a lake full of blood, dude. And there's that iconic scene of her like coming out like that, you know. So it's a good tale of survival.
Oh, it's a great film. Yeah.
The next name, I don't know. I didn't really see him. I see him more as a writer than a director. That has he directed Clive Barker?
Oh yes, he has. Oh yeah, Hellraiser.
What
So,
did he direct Hellraiser?
yes, he
I thought-
did. Oh, there's a famous interview with what's his name, Darren, the guy who played Pinhead. He basically stated it's like, here we all getting ready to do the film. Clive walks in and he goes, okay, who's the director? Doug Bradley. He looks at him, he says, you are. And the rest is history. To me, I've read The Hellbound Heart and I've read Books of Blood. He's the second coming of Stephen King. I actually like him more than Stephen King as a writer, as a horror writer. He kind of flipped horror on its head with The Hellbound Heart. Basically, what you get with Hellraiser, it has giallo elements. The Julia character, the redhead who lures these men to the house where she's staying with her brother. Married to is Mr. Frank's brother and stuff like that. He did that. He did Lord of Illusion.
He did direct Hellraiser, though. He didn't direct anything, I don't think.
Well, no, he directed Hellraiser.
Did he directed him? I
He
didn't know
directed the
did.
first. He directed the first Hellraiser. I don't think he directed the second one.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah,
That's-
you are right, actually. Sorry.
he was the writer of Nightbreed. He officially retired. Last year he officially retired. He stopped doing tours and stuff like that too. He is gay, so you see a lot of those themes in his books and in his films and stuff like that, right? There's a very pseudo-sexual sense to it. Hellraiser's top tier for me. He was the writer for Nightbreed, of course, the writer for Hellraiser. Candyman, he's the writer for that, of course. That's based off the Books of Blood series.
Yeah.
That he did.
Rawhead Rex.
Rawhead Rex, yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, that film.
Midnight Meat Train.
Yeah, Vinnie Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a lot of stuff is like he has quite a few films that are based off of books of his stories too as well. Like I say, Candyman being like an all-timer. Rawhead Rex is definitely a fun one. With Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. So you can kind of count both of those films as the same. He had a vision of what Leviathan was supposed to look like. You know, that's the one thing he wished he could have done better. Leviathan's basically the prism that you see there in the void that goes back and forth with the light in the center of it. Looks like a lighthouse, and of what it is. Yeah, I really loved Clive Barker. As a writer, he should be ranked higher for horror, in my opinion.
I'm surprised because, just finding out now that he directed Hellraiser. Why he didn't go on and do more, man? Because Hellraiser's a big title for me back.
He seemed to be more of a writer than he was kind of that. Because, like I said, that came out of the blue when Doug Bradley mentioned, "Oh, you're the director, actually." Oh, okay. So because the Hellbound Heart is a little bit different of what the Cenobites look like. But Doug Bradley, what can you say about him? He's an all-timer. It's just the one scene where she opens the box and stuff like that. What are you? Angels to some, devils to others.
I saw that film Hellraiser, right, over and over and over. It became embedded in my brain. Now I don't go back to it too often because I know every scene. I
Yeah.
can relive.
The
going
score
back
is
there.
great at the start. You know, it's like it's
Yeah.
yours, Mr. Cotton. It always was. And yeah, my mom used to talk about that. That's where I got introduced to the film. She's like, because it gets weird. She says it gets weird with the dude all up in the basement and stuff like that too. And so first time I watch it, I'm like looking what's going on. The Frank character comes literally like just blood oozing up off of the wood and forming this, and you hear it's almost like a baby screaming. And that's what's chilling about it, right? Because he's being kind of reborn, and then he describes what hell's like. You know, it's like pleasure, pain, indivisible. You know, so
yeah,
definitely great.
It's a great film, man.
Great write, one of the greatest horror writers of all time, and he did fantasy too. Magica, he did a lot of stuff. So yeah, all timer.
Okay. The next name, the first movie that pops in my head is not the obvious movie, and that is Freaks, Todd Browning.
That's the one that I think
yes.
of. Yeah, that's the
Of course,
one I
he
think
did
of.
Dracula, but
Yes, he did.
when I think of Todd Browning, I think of Freaks, and that is the movie that I keep going back to and watching again. And again.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
Freaks.
No, he's an all timer for Universal. Like it's just.
That film was way ahead of its time, Freaks, as well. People didn't know how to take it when it first came out in the early 30s, and
It's way ahead of its time.
Shocked a lot of people, man. It was that was banned for years and years.
With
and years.
actual people from carnivals and sideshows and stuff like that. The scene where they're crawling through the mud underneath one of the carriages or whatever, like that, Adam, at the woman.
That's gotta be Freaks. Has gotta be in the top 50 of all time. Top 100.
The dinner scene that mirrors what Tobe Hooper would use later for, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So
yeah.
Gooble gobble, one of us. Google gobble.
yeah, one of us.
But yeah, and to treat the
And Dracula.
to treat the quote unquote freaks sympathetically, to treat them as real people that with real emotions, and and to have them be the quote unquote heroes of the film, so to speak, But it's also very, very disturbing. The last segment of that film is this.
Oh yeah.
It's it just gets under your skin.
And like you say, like Dracula, like Bela Lugosi, what can you say? Like you don't get the voice without him since he was Hungarian. Like literally the Count from Sesame Street talking into Hungarian, and like literally like, welcome to my castle. I am Count Dracula.
And another big film from him, which no one's seen, is London After Midnight.
Okay.
So that's one that was, I think everyone pretty much knows is a lost film at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm because what Darren said, London After. I'm looking at the list here. London After Midnight, The Big City. Where East is East, The 13th Chair. I've heard of that. I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah, because he was exclusively Universal at the time for certain films, and
The Iron Man.
Iron Man I've heard about.
Mark of the Vampire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vampire.
The Devil Doll.
Yeah.
The Devil Doll. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I say, Dracula, of course, Dracula is a seminal piece of work, but it's Freaks that I keep going back to as far as
right. You kind of go back to that. Like I say, Dracula is kind of like the first in that line of horror from Universal, but then you have Freaks goes left.
I used to have the biggest crush on the dwarf girl in Freaks.
Oh
yeah.
I had the biggest crush on her. I wanted to marry her.
Yeah, 1880 to 1962. Yeah.
I can't argue with him being in the list just for those three films alone. And I know I've heard mixed rumors. Everyone says that London After Midnight wasn't really a great film, but we'll never know. But Dracula, Freaks, you've got to put him in there, I guess.
Okay, well, the next name.
Oh God, this is a controversial one.
I know the next name. The Dead Pit guys would be rolling their eyes.
Yeah,
you know who this name is? Eli Roth.
Oh,
top 50? No fucking way.
Oh,
I personally really like Cabin Fever. I like.
I
do as
do. I
well,
like
too.
Cabin Fever. I
do.
like, and that's kind of a unfortunately hot take. I know a lot of people kind of don't. I like the Green Inferno. I think that Green Inferno is one of his best.
I hate
Really?
that, man.
I do. I think
Like-
it's a love letter to Diodato because I know, like I said, that was kind of the original name of Cannibal Holocaust was the Green Inferno. I think it was like the stage name kind of for it, like they use
Yeah, but
for names for films.
with that film, all he did was just copy Cannibal Holocaust. There was nothing new.
Oh, but the plane crash scene is so good. It's actually quite funny, right? You have these. One thing I say about it is some likable characters. Like I say, Cabin Fever is a good one. Then
Cabin
the
Fever's
films like
great. Yeah.
like you say, he presents, like Eli Roth presents. What's that one found footage film that was done about that cult? Those guys that go to that cult and stuff like that. He looks for. They're like Vice reporters, and they're looking for the dude's sister and stuff, and they find him. It's very Jim Jones type of a thing. But he did a lot of good present stuff as well. But like I say, Cabin Fever, yeah, that's definitely a fun one.
The series he did where he goes through the different horror films. And
Oh yeah, that's great. Actually, that's very cool.
Histories of Horror, I think that was called. Yeah.
yeah.
Hostel,
I'm not-
I like the
I'm not
Hostel
down-
films.
A lot of people are down on Hostel and Hostel. I actually like Hostel and Hostel too.
Yeah, me too. I like two a little bit more than the first.
I
A
prefer
lot
the
of
second
people
one,
blame Hostel for that sort of torture porn.
Torture porn thing. Oh, there's shit before that.
I mean, there's parts of Hostel that go. You could say goes a little bit too far when he throws this guy's dick to the dog and all that.
But I have to admit though, like I say, Thanksgiving might be his best. It might be his best, and he voices the one of the characters in there, which I thought was kind of a love letter to stuff like that. And there's a second one of that film coming, so and I'm looking
I
forward to
think
that.
that was the one film the Dead Pit guys gave a positive review for was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone seen Borderlands? His last one from.
I haven't seen
Oh, I've heard of Borderlands.
I love the
yeah,
video.
it's
I love
pretty
the video
bad,
game. I love Borderlands and Borderlands in New Vegas. I love the game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Borderlands film. I actually heard it bombed, to tell you the truth.
but I haven't seen it.
So he
Of course, he's been
directed,
an actor and stuff too. He was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in Inglourious Bastards. I recognize him in there.
So I tell you what, I was watching last night. I was watching a documentary on Joe D'Amato, like a very famous Italian director, and he's like more famous for his cinematography. And Eli Roth was in there, right? And he's in there 4 or 5 times. And I love Eli Roth when he comes on.
He directed Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves.
He did.
He directed that film. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's based off an older film. What's it called? Death Game, right?
Yeah. Game in 70s.
And I think you brought up Inglourious Bastards. Yeah. If like I say, I like Hostel. I like Cabin Fever. The damn Pancakes Kid is nuts.
That's definitely body horror. And it gets just quite disgusting with the woman that she's like shaving her legs, but she keeps on doing it. It's like, oh, that has the dude from Boy Meets World in it as Sean's friend.
He did actually, that was his first film. He did actually knock it out the park with that one. I will say.
Thanksgiving.
Quentin Tarantino was a big
fan.
fan.
I've seen it a few times. Thanksgiving. I enjoyed Thanksgiving. I don't hate him. I don't hate on the man. I don't love him. I don't hate him. I'm sort of indifferent about it.
Yeah, indifferent about it. I love the fact that he's a fan of horror and that he talked to like Diodato. That's always cool, right? As directors, you're able to meet these people.
His TV series, I really did enjoy that.
What I will say to you as well, go back and listen to his episode on the Quentin Tarantino podcast where they do an American Giallo. They do it over like 2 or 3 episodes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I could sit down and listen to fucking Eli Roth talk films all night.
Oh no, he's definitely good with films.
Eli Roth's the best
in that capacity. I love him in that capacity.
Yeah, he should do more of his podcasts. I'm sure he does, but yeah, he'd be good with like just hosting a podcast. Really, that just worked perfectly for him.
I've seen him sit down and do like a 5-minute video or like talking all about the house with the laughing windows, and he completely knocked it out the park and all that. Yeah, I wish he'd come back and do something really good. But a lot of people like yourself said Thanksgiving is a good one. So it's
a fun slasher. I actually like it. like it pleasantly surprised me. The kills there are great, to tell you the truth. So, and it works. It's simple. Yeah, just give me something simple and it's good, and it's fast paced. So,
Yeah.
Well, okay. The next one, when Halloween rolls around, there's one movie that I watch pretty much every Halloween time around sometime in October, and that is Reanimator.
Oh.
Stuart Gordon.
Yeah, Stuart Gordon. Yeah.
And yeah, Reanimator. I remember the first time I saw Reanimator was when I was working at Mahia Theater as a projectionist, and we got it, and I projected it. Well, when I'm working, I didn't get a chance to watch the movie much because these ancient projectors, so I've got to keep an eye on them, in case there's.
Yeah, directed Reanimator from Beyond, which I still need to see. He also did Fortress with Christopher Lambert from 1992.
Later, and just sat and watched the movie and just really took in Reanimator. Had a blast with it.
I love Reanimator. Yeah, with Barbara Crampton, and then I forget the other character's name, Darren, because the guy who plays like the doctor is in Bad Dreams. One that you and I covered.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now. I've never seen Reanimator, believe it or not. I've never.
Oh, the psycho theme at the start of it. It also has the other dude in there that plays like the rival doctor. He's very good in that.
You got to correct that.
I've got the DVD is staring me in the face every time I look over there. But yeah, I was a big From Beyond fan.
It's not Charles Band. It's the other band that's part of the score for that. That's like the co-producer. It's basically Full Moon before Full Moon.
Okay. Yeah. From Beyond, I adored that picture back in the 80s. And you've got the blonde Barbara Crampton who plays.
Of course you do. Yeah.
She's pretty much all dressed in leather, and she gets pretty much naked as well.
I follow her on Facebook. She did a new film. And it's up there on Patreon or something like that too. Like my new film is out called Teacher's Pet. So
she looks great now.
Yeah, she does. That Christmas thing that she did with the other ladies and stuff like that, all dressed up in Santa suits. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the severed head going down on.
Yeah. It's a different take on H.P. Lovecraft's, Herbert West Reanimator. That's the story that's based off of, and that's a gothic tale, believe it or not. And this one is a modernized take on it. It's an all-time fun horror one. I like it a lot. Jeffrey Combs, my God,
going back to what I was saying,
Reanimator and to some extent From Beyond are two films.
Bride of Reanimator.
I gotta watch around one. I watch Reanimator.
Do you know what I think about when I think about him? I go back to the Masters of Horror again. He did 2 episodes and he killed it with both of them. So the first one is called Dreams in the Witch House.
Yeah, that's an H.P. Lovecraft story. Yeah,
I urge people to watch that episode. And then the second series, I believe, just looking now, he did his version of the Black Cat, which is really good as well.
Okay, nice.
Another Edgar Allan Poe tale.
It says here he did the story for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So
yeah.
He unfortunately passed away in 2020. So yeah, just as the pandemic started.
He did one called Stuck as well, where
yes, he did. Yeah,
I think the premise of that film was this woman. She's in a car, she's driving along, and she kills someone, and the guy gets like stuck on the front of her car, and she just fucking leaves him there. I've not seen it, but I've heard it.
I still need to see, like I say, because I'm a huge fan of Christopher Lambert. He's very good at everything he does and stuff like that. I've heard of Fortress before, not the Fortress you're thinking of with the lady, but it's more of a futuristic type tale with him trying to get out of this prison.
I know he directed as well. Another one I like, Castle Freak. I think that's a great film.
Oh, Castle Freak, that's a Full Moon film. Yeah,
one of the better Full Moon films, I think. Not as good as Tourist Trap, but it's still a decent one.
Yeah, Jay from Movie Mask really likes that film. He says it's very euphoric for what it is because you don't kind of know what's going on. Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, I think I seen it, and yeah, that's one I like. He did the Dentist films as well, I believe.
Oh, I have the double set for that. I like the Dentist films. I haven't seen those in forever. Yeah. Vestron released those. Those were HBO films, basically.
Well, he was a writer on the Dentist. I was looking up now.
Yeah,
Brian Usner was the director. So,
okay. Well, the next name. this is going to be another name that's going to be obvious on any list of best horror directors. James Whale.
Oh yeah, Frankenstein.
Because Frankenstein, my favorite, Bride of Frankenstein. That's my favorite film.
Yeah,
I love that film as well.
Bride of Frankenstein. It is queer as hell, but I love it.
yeah, it is.
I love that movie.
He also did The Invisible Man. He's an all-timer. Yeah, The Bride of Frankenstein.
He did the old Dark House, which I fucking love as well. That's actually set
with
in
Boris
Wales.
Karloff. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Yeah, The Invisible Man, By Candlelight, The Old Dark House.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The Old Dark House is actually quite funny for what it is, but it's great acting.
It's a horror comedy, but
it is.
But what I like about that film is like it's set in Wales in this big old like kind of creepy mansion, and then they end up getting this group of people end up getting through the bad weather. They got to stay overnight in this house, and then you've got all the creepiness that goes on with the character. I won't give it away, but there's a character upstairs that we don't get to see until the end, and I do
like that aspect of that. Yeah. That's a template for what was to come later.
It's an early template story. For the slasher film, it is the early template for a slasher film, I think.
The Man in the Iron Mask.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just for Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, those two.
You've got to put him in there just for that, just for Bride.
Oh, Frankenstein's a great film, great horror film. It is. I like it a lot. But yeah, Bride. I have that collection on DVD. Universal Horror literally comes with everything for the most part that was done by them.
So he's got 5 films there that.
No, he's definitely legendary. I think he has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I think he does.
Yeah.
That's a sick. Yeah, that's a sick.
Oh, nice, Jay. Nice, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched docs on Boris. They talk to his daughter, and stuff like that too. What a great actor he was. And he represented them too. Like he would donate to acting schools and stuff like that too. They gave him an award. He got emotional about it. That's what's really cool. He says, "Yeah, I do this for you all." You know what I mean? So Gentle Giant, basically. And he got into the acting game very late. The rest is kind of history with him. So it's very cool.
I think it's well regarded now as well. I don't know if I'm in the wrong for saying this, but Bride is better than the original Frankenstein.
A lot of people say that. Say that.
Yeah. I feel that way as well.
Okay. Let's see. Now this one, I don't know if I've seen anything he's done. I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce the name right. Hideo Nakata.
Hideo.
I've definitely seen one that I'm just looking at now.
What's his last name? Nakata?
Nakata.
Oh, Dark Water from 2002. Oh,
Jennifer Connelly. Yeah.
The Ring. He was the director of the original one, Ringu from '98.
He did The Ring 2 as well.
Yes, he did.
Ring 2, Chaos, Dark Water.
That's an Arrow release. Arrow has that one.
Dark Water is an underrated one. The sense of fucking dread throughout that film.
Yeah, I need to get more into J-horror. I haven't gotten into a lot of that because that is J-horror.
I'm the same, man. I'm not massive on J-horror, to be honest. But
like you say, The Ring, and I believe they call it The Ring, but it's called Ringu originally because I see the poster for that, and there's the writing in the back and stuff like that too. So that was part of that time where you had The Grudge. Yeah.
Well, that's another one. The Ring. I've seen both of them. I've seen Ringu and I've seen the American remake of The Ring.
A lot of people consider the remake to be the best, like one of the best PG-13 horror films like ever. It is pretty. It's pretty. It is pretty haunting wise and stuff like that. It's creepy in that aspect of it, of how dark it can get.
I need to see Ringu though, the original.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I like the American one, but I got a feeling I'll probably like the original better.
Yeah.
And when I told you guys you need to see Chain Reactions. You need to go to Shudder and watch that Chain Reactions, where it's famous people, and I'm not so read. Was it the
I've heard about it.
Heard of it because it's Stephen King,
Mm.
but different people talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But one of them that's in there is Takashi Miike. Am I pronouncing his name right? Is that how you pronounce his name, Miike?
That is right, I believe. Yeah.
And who said the I'm trying to think. Someone said they haven't seen Audition yet.
I've not seen
that's
Audition.
Miike. Yeah.
Miike,
Yeah.
Takashi Miike.
Yeah.
Audition. That's a movie that really only cranks up the grisliness in the last like third of the film.
He did Ichi the Killer too, which I highly recommend.
I used to have that on DVD. I don't know if I still
didn't
have.
like Ichi the Killer. I did see.
Oh, that's a fun one. You have to like Japanese animation a little bit to like that stuff. Because of how bonkers it can get, because the mannerisms, because that's the way they do act. That's why I like J-horror, J-films in general, right? The way they act, kind of their mannerisms, so they kind of go off the wall with it.
The one I know I keep mentioning it all the time, but the one I remember with him is he did the banned version of Masters of Horror called Imprint.
Yes.
That film is very fucking.
Oh gosh, it's grisly.
Is grisly. Yeah.
With Audition, it's all about the movement that you see in the bag. So you see movement in the bag. He doesn't.
Okay. Yeah.
He doesn't see the movement in the bag. That's when shit gets real really quick, man. Because I've seen scenes of it and stuff like that too. That makes me cringe a little bit because I can get high anxiety. I'm like going, oh.
Those needles, those thin needles.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a very slow burn movie.
Yeah.
Audition. It's because not much really happens through like 3/4 of the film. It's that last segment of the film
because he's looking for a date, and this pretty girl invites him over. Well, you realize, that pretty girl's other dudes over there before, so she's kind of like a femme fatale, a different type. J-horrors have different type of femme fatales.
Well, this man is holding auditions for a wife, basically.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
but he's not letting them know that, and he's sort of.
It's pretty misogynistic, but that's kind of how Japan is.
He's being manipulative, and when he gets this girl that she doesn't care for what he's doing, she's already batshit crazy.
She's all for it. Yeah,
and because she has the thing in the bag, you see the thing in the bag at her house.
Yeah, it's like what's in the bag.
And so when she gets a hold of him, that's when everyone talks about Audition being one of the most grisly horror films ever made, where they're talking about that last segment
sequence.
Of the film.
The last sequence.
The last sequence, it's a sequence. Basically, it's a sequence, and it is very grisly.
She takes wires and does it in a way that
and it saws his
sucks being a man. It sucks being a man.
But he talked about, with subtitles, of course, he talked about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and how much that influenced him. And that he purposely shot his first two films, or two of his films. I don't know if it was his first two, but two of his films, Audition and Ichi the Killer, in 16mm.
That
That
looks so good. That's such a great film style. It really is.
Yeah.
Like there's an aesthetic to that just works in films like that.
There's one I picked up recently, but I've not watched yet, called One Missed Call, which he did.
One that's called. There's a trilogy of those films. Yeah, he directed one of those.
Is it any good, or has anyone seen that one?
I've heard good things about it. John Grande, I think, has seen those.
Okay.
He recommends it. He loves J-horror.
But apart from that, I don't know too much about his other.
I don't know, because a lot of these movies I've never seen. I wouldn't even know how to pronounce them. But yeah, Takashi Miike, like say, Audition and Ichi the Killer are two that I've seen and two that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed Audition. Yeah, that end sequence has me. There's only a few movies that actually affects me physically when I see it,
Right.
as far as a sequence. And it's that damn pencil into the ankle in Evil Dead, and that knife under the soapy water.
Oh
and
God.
I spit on your grave.
Yeah, I spit on your grave. Yeah.
Yeah. Which you don't see anything. You just see this.
Yeah, she comes in casually in that
Dirt,
film.
and
Yeah,
you
she
get
comes in
blood.
casually.
The
Yeah.
blood bubbling up, and that hidden sequence in Audition. Oh my God. That's one where I'm like, ugh, it affects me physically.
It's basically what you see in was it Bravo did their top 100? Like that's on YouTube as well. And that goes back to the early 2000s and stuff like that, where they talk to people like David Hess and stuff like that too about the films. And, then you see another top 100 and Audition's always in there.
Well, I think we're going to end tonight with this last name, and I'm going to once again turn it over to you, to Darren and Chris, because I don't even know if I've seen any of his films, and that is Lamberto Bava.
Oh, Lambo.
Go ahead, guys.
I can start if you want, Chris. Yeah.
Go ahead, Darren.
So I went back to like 1987 when I started renting films for fun, and we had 2 VHS recordings, and we would copy films and all that. And the first film from him that I saw was Demons, and I absolutely loved it. I wasn't sure with the dubbing and all that at the time. It was kind of new to me, but it just seemed to work.
Oh, the pimp character.
Yeah. All the way through that film is just like 100 miles an hour zombie film is pretty much what it is. I love the second one even more, like we mentioned earlier, where it's set in like a high rise. You've got the lead woman,
gremlin dog child thingy,
flies across the room and all that shit. But it all started off with Shock, which he did with his father, a film called Shock.
Yeah, he finished up to that film. That was Mario Bava's last film. Yeah, he was sick.
I didn't like that at first, but I went back and watched it because Dirk said, go back, give it another go. Absolutely fell in love with that.
AKA Beyond the Door too. Like, if you want to really say that. Yeah.
So technically, his first film, technically himself, was a film called Macabre. And it's such a dark, brooding.
I just got that on DVD. Yeah, Blue Underground released a DVD of that. Yeah, and I got that DVD.
Not for everyone. It's not going to be for everyone.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have indeed. I saw Demons.
Yeah.
I saw Demons too.
Okay. Yeah, they're great films. One of my favorites from him as well is a film called A Blade in the Dark, which is
I still need to watch that. I had that release.
It's his first Giallo film, but it's kind of his answer to Tenebrae, Argento's Tenebrae. If you go through like his filmography, he did a series of Giallo films. He did one called
Body Puzzle.
Body Puzzle. You'll Die at Midnight. Delirium. That's another great film.
Yeah, Photos of Goria. Is that how it's called?
That's the one. Yeah. It's got all these weird, like the killer in that film's got all these weird heads and different animals and all that kind of stuff. He did the TV stuff as well, Bravado Giallo. He did a lot of stuff with Argento. He did the Nightmares TV series as well. Body Puzzle's a big one as well. Like me and Dirk have covered pretty much most of these. But there's one he did pretty much later on, 2005, called The Torturer, which we plan on doing at some point. I know one of our mates, Kenneth, is a big fan of that. So if he's watching, a bit of a shout out to him.
I know he was involved. I know he was involved in A Bay of Blood as well. I know he helped quite a bit with that. He helped quite a bit with because Bava Mario was part of oh God, what's the one after Suspiria, right? So there's Inferno. Lamberto Bava helped a lot with that. So he's the one that got his dad back into it. He's the one asked him. He said, "You should still do more filming." That may have been to his dad's detriment, unfortunately. But I mean,
it's hard. It's hard for him because people are comparing him to his father all the time, and Mario didn't make a bad film.
Yeah.
I think Lamberto's vastly underrated. I really do.
The Demons films are probably his best because the second one has a very young Asia Argento in it as well as one of the kids and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
You go back to a film that was made by Suave. Is that how you say it? Suave?
Michelle Suave.
Yeah, the church where she's in that too and stuff like that too. You can almost call that Demons 3 wise, but yeah, Demons 1 and 2. I do like 2 a little bit more than the first one, but both of those mix so well together because they have the same characters doing different parts. So yeah, it's a great director. He is.
But
He's a very great director.
I'll tell you something about him now, which not a lot of people know, right? So he was an assistant director. And I'll just tell you some of the titles he's assistant director on. So he's assistant director on Tenebrae, Argento, Cannibal Holocaust, Inferno.
Oh.
That's just, people.
Cannibal
don't
Holocaust, that's a big one
that.
with Deodato. Yeah, that's a huge one.
He was assistant director, believe it or not. So, a lot of people talk about his Demons films and all that, but he was so much more. And he's still alive today, thank God,
Yes, he is. Yeah.
But yeah, Cannibal Holocaust, Inferno, he was assistant director. So, unbelievable. Tenebrae is a big one for me as well. Yeah. That's another one. That's one director I'd like to get Jay into. And we'd have to work out our strategy of which ones.
Well, yeah, send me on Amazon or
just a list of films. We can
send me a message, and give me some titles.
We'll pick out the first, we'll put them in the order we think you need to watch them in as well. Yeah. So
because I've seen Demons and Demons 2. It's been a long time since I've seen in one of those films, so it's those 2 films I need to see again.
Yeah. I would say like Macabre as well. I would. Shock and Macabre would be a good couple to start off.
But how would you compare his style to, say, someone like Argento? What makes him distinctive?
He's very much. He's
more horror than he is giallo. I'll do that. He's more like his dad than he is with Argento. But it's so good that they all had a relationship. Father son and Argento in general, and they helped each other out quite a bit. So that was very cool.
Argento's more visually, but Lamberto Bava's more like the fantastique. He's got that kind of quality to his films.
Kind of like the new breed at the time to take over, do more. Because you saw more of Dario Argento Presents, right? The church, stuff like that too. So that was very cool.
But once you start seeing those early films and you'll recognize he's got like a distinct kind of quality about him. Yeah. More of a journeyman director more than anything else, but by no means, in saying that is no kind of put down to him because he's fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely give me some titles, and I definitely want to check.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I say, I have seen the 2 Demon films, but I definitely would like to check out more from him. Like I say, I'm still being sort of introduced to Italian films, thanks to you.
Oh yeah, you've got a long way to go, but I mean, as long as you're enjoying them, we'll keep giving you titles and talking about them and all that.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much, and hopefully you'll join me for the next one because we'll continue this.
Yeah.
We'll continue.
Yeah, absolutely, be a pleasure.
Because this has been a good subject and definitely has sparked some good conversation.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody that's come in tonight and that's talked and commented. Please hit the thumbs up. You may not think that makes a difference. It does. Whatever the algorithm of YouTube is, it makes a difference hitting that thumbs up.
Yeah, hit the buttons.
Spread the word. We'd like to get some more people joining the channel. And yeah, if you enjoy what you see, spread the word.
I put the links out as well. I put a link on X and I put a link on Facebook. So people.
Thank you. Yeah,
I sure did. Yeah, me too.
But you guys stick with me. I'm going to sign off here. Publicly, but you guys stay here. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and we'll do this again. I don't know if this will be our next show. It may very well be. We'll continue the list of the top horror directors, but we hopefully will do this again soon. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll hopefully see you soon. Y'all have a good night.
See you on the next one, everybody. Take care.
Have a good night, guys.
Okay.